Welcome to Outlaw Radio on a Monday evening. It is the opening salvo of what we do each week. The first show that we do on Mondays, and then we come back on Wednesdays. But we do it on Mondays and Wednesdays from 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time until whenever we choose to cut the machine off. Welcome to the show. My name is, I think it's Kevin Barnes, the mouthpiece of the movement, aka the militant with a microphone, also known as the Negro Whisperer. Welcome aboard for Outlaw Radio, live from the basement. See the chat room already popping. As you can tell, I have company tonight, so we'll work our way around. But I have to start the show off by saying, Mr. Carter, what's good with you?
Life is what's good, man. Life is what's good. How y'all doing out there? Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk and we definitely walk that walk. Raising vibrations and elevating thought. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you, I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the culture teacher, hood healer, the ghetto witch doctor. Hey, mama, gotta go to Seymour's, man! Get this shit cracking, yo.
There we go. There we go. Bring the energy to it, right? Share the show, share the show, share the show. Y'all know how we do. Support black business, right? I don't know no other way to say it. We say it every week. It's redundant at this point. My brother Rail, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. How y'all doing?
Okay, I was going to say, did we catch you mid puff, or did you?
No, it's all good. I was able to gather myself.
How you doing, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm good. Happy to be here, man.
Welcome to the show. Juice Lady's here, but when she was in hair and makeup, so when she gets herself together, she'll be on. Meantime and in between time, we have some guests back for the first time, I guess we could say. Just part of the Outlaw Radio People's Network, House of Vitality, this whole network we got. Right. It's in. So I will let these ladies introduce themselves. We'll start with start from the left. So on my screen, my sister, you're in the bottom left-hand corner. I don't know how it looks to y'all. So tell the people who you are and what you do.
Am I the sister in the bottom left?
You are that sister. That is you.
Good evening. It is I, Samantha Collier, founder and executive director of Team Teal 365 Inc., also the mother of Africa. So really stoked to be here. Shout out to Outlaws. Respect everything you guys do on this podcast. Shout out to Courtney holding it down for the women's. We're honored to be here with you guys, collaborating and talking about that talk. That's sexual assault. That's Sam. We're here for it. So thank you.
It's a lot to unpack. Thank you for coming. And then I got my other sister up here in the top right-hand corner. Tell these people who you are and what you do.
Hey, y'all. Hey, I am Tycee Gotsi, and I am here to talk about SAM, which is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. I am here with Team Teal 365. I am a survivor. I am a thriver. I am a advocate. I am a facilitator. I am all of the above. I'm a mother.
And it's my lady.
Look, I'm a boo thing. I'm all of that. I'm happy to be here once again with all of you guys. Patiently waiting on the juice lady. But yes, grateful to be here to just spread this amazing word. And I'm super excited for this week, So yeah, let's get to it.
Yeah. Once again, I have to stress there's a number attached to the show. It's 262-202-5131. If you think I said it too fast, it's scrolling across the bottom of the screen, along with the Cash App. You want more shows? You want more Outlaw Radio? You want more episodes? Hit that Cash App. We'll be on here every day. You get tired of us. Trust and believe. But I want to say welcome to the show. And I tried to shoot for Women's History Month. I missed it by a day, so it's the first. We didn't really have some sisters on. It's sisters always on the show. Let me not say that. Right. Especially their sisters who call in, but we wanted to present. So, and then we were on, for people who don't know, these ladies host the Call to Action podcast, which y'all got to check out too, because it's a dope thing. And the way they do it is dope. So which one of y'all want to talk about Call to Action podcast? Let's start there. Before we even get to Sam, Y'all do so much. Let's start with the call to action. How did y'all? What's going on with that?
Call to Action podcast. Okay, yeah. Currently we have been going for a year. We are on Tone Deaf Podcast, myself and Sam, and we only interview Black and brown men. We want to hear their why. We give them a platform to come and speak and be open and communicate. Yes, what they doing out here in our community. You know, ladies definitely always have a platform to talk and to express themselves and to tell people what they are out here doing. So we let Black and brown men come on our show and they just tell us everything that they're doing out here in our community. And that's really basically it. What you think, Sam?
Yeah, like, and one of the biggest things why we even came up with this call to action is that we're always about action with Team Teal, right? So we were really intentional about making sure that the space that we made was safe. And the way that it came about with men is because after we interviewed the Outlaws, which are you guys, we noticed that we had interviewed like 3 different men, and Tycee and I said to ourselves, we might be on to something with this. And our producer, Tone, he said that was his intentions the whole time. Because we originally went on his show to talk about Sexual Assault Awareness Month for 2023. And we were talking about the Thrivers of the Year, which Tycee Gassy and Taylor Gassy were the mother and daughter Thrivers of the Year 2023 for their healthy relationship. So after we got done talking about Sexual Assault Awareness Month and the Paint the City Teal Day, Tone offered us a show. And what we saw was that Tycee and I have this social capital with Black and brown men that when we reach out to them, they come into our space and they feel welcome. They feel safe. They don't feel pressured. They don't feel forced. They don't feel coerced. They don't feel like they have to talk about so many different issues. But we want for you guys to come to our space and talk about the things that you're doing in the community that is action. Because a lot of times we talk about our Black and brown men in negative notations. We talk about them about what they're not doing. We talk about them about how they're missing in so many different situations, from homes to resources to mentors, but we rarely ever talk about them being action. So Tycee and I were very intentional about that, and we continue to be intentional about that. And we have got a lot of conversation with women asking us about the space that we have. And again, Tycee and I are very assertive when we are explaining why we have this space, because it's needed. Men don't ask for it. You guys aren't soliciting for it, but we created it, and we're really grateful for it because it's changing lives. Just the education that you guys bring to the space.
Yeah, because we be out here busting moves and shit. You know what I'm saying? And people need to hear about it.
What he said. Let's go, bro. And they need to hear it.
He's some crazy energy. I don't know if it's because he got his girl with him, but he was like 1980s hip hop guy right there. Yo, we busting cold, stupid moves. I don't know what's up with my partner tonight. Now, we did bring in the 3rd member of your team. I want to tell everybody, make sure everything around you every device is cut down, because I'll get a horrible echo in my headphones. So, and I don't have to mute nobody's mic. So now let me get, before I even bring this sister in, she's already in, but I had her muted up because I was getting a weird echo. So I want to make sure she's straight. But look, let me catch my chat room, because I keep telling y'all the chat room is an integral part of what we do. So we got Dion in there. Of course, Dion's in the chat room before I even start. Open this motherfucker up. He says, hey, I don't know how he does it. Shabaka St. Cora out in Sin City, who is the host of Shabaka's Black Experience. Black Experience in Hand. I'm still getting that echo. Somebody got a money. I don't know what it is. I don't know where it's coming from. Jeff Crate, what it do, man, down in Houston, Texas. I see you, my brother. He said, what up? Shabaka's giving the link for a show. He says 40 years ago today, Marvin Gaye. I can't do that. Can't do the echo, y'all. I'm sorry. Shabaka St. Cora, 40 years ago today, Marvin Gaye was killed in Los Angeles. That's what he's saying in the chat room. Inclusion is an illusion. Jesse Paris, aka Shay and Kruma from Denver. He said, "What's up to y'all, the guests and everybody?" John Fletcher, happy birthday, my brother, who is also our sponsor.
Happy birthday.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. He is our sponsor for the show. So it's right there. EPU Personal Defense. EPU Personal Defense. EPUSDS.com is their website. You can go and learn the EPU system. It's about personal defense. So
EPU is also officially in the Wellness Our Way event at the Sherman Phoenix also.
Yeah.
shout out to
Man, we a whole gang in this motherfucker, man.
And EPU is also our next guest for Call to Action on April 13th. So tap in.
Man, look at there, man. Look at there. Look how this shit works.
Shout out to John.
Let me get my sister in because her mic is buzzing me hard. I want to make
Hey,
sure.
Crystal, can you hear us?
I can hear y'all perfectly fine, and I don't have anything around me, so I'm not sure where your echo is coming from.
I don't either. I don't know where it's at.
Girl, it's some vibrations.
I don't know. Somebody on overload. Maybe it's Kamar.
That's that 3-piece spicy. That's all that is.
I'm juiced.
Juiced up.
We juiced up. House of Vitality in the building, y'all. We juiced up around here.
So people might say, what's the conversation about? Now, there's a couple different things I want to ask you about. And Kamar, please feel free to chime in. As far as I looked at the Call to Action podcast, I thought it was dope. We went on there. We had a good time, by the way. So if you get an opportunity, definitely check it out. But we always used to say when we started, I said Outlaw Radio is for Black men because everybody talks about us, but nobody talks to us. Right. And so that was kind of like our point for doing the show. The show is some real dudes. It's some real Black men. It's some solid Black men left. And we ain't all suckers. You know what I'm saying? We ain't all what they call them. Young girls call them fuck boys. We're not all in that category. So I applaud you all for doing that. Now, the second thing is sexual assault, sexual harassment, because now is a crazy time when we look at the diddler and what he has going on with the whole sex trafficking thing and the exposing of Hollywood and all the celebrities and people getting urinated on and all kinds of stuff against their will, right? And so this is a very relevant topic. And so what you all do is crucial. Now, you all were on, Sam was on here at the time when I discovered that there's men who get beat up by their girl too. And I've since evolved and learned to stop laughing at those brothers, right? But yeah, so shout out to y'all. Now, my sister Crystal, you do a lot of stuff too. So, and you're part of this team. What do you do? Because I know you all over the community.
As part of the team, I do a variety of things. I'm like a hole filler. So wherever I see a hole or a gap, I try and fit in and help assist in those areas. A lot of administrative stuff. I also, everything that you see with Teal on Control C does. Shout out to John as well, because that logo was created by Control C. So shout out to him as well for being a faithful client. Of course, House of Vitality is one of our favorite clients. Team Teal is one of our favorite clients as well. I think everybody on this panel right now has been a client of Control C. In Team Teal helped me with my growth and healing process, working with her years ago at the high school. And it led to me on my healing journey, dealing with sexual assault and domestic violence. So I've been Team Teal since then. And I'm grateful for her organization that literally led to the transformation of my healing and led me on that journey. So I'm forever grateful and forever indebted to her. One of the reasons why when we opened up Control C, she was had product and Team Teal product inside of Control C because of that mission. Both me and my former partner, Ticey, we are definite advocates for sexual assault victims all over, and not just on camera, but off camera as well. So wherever Teal needs help and assistance, especially in administrative roles, following up with people connections, I'm a huge connector. My network definitely is large. So I speak Team Teal wherever I go, because it's now a part of my life. So yeah, that's where I fit in at.
There you go. Shout out to you. You're one of them. Bless you. Bless you. We got the juice lady finally out of hair and makeup. What's happening, Courtney? What it do?
Hey y'all, I'm a little late. I was here early. I made it on time, but I'm a little late on screen. Look, I was here though. Y'all see me logged in.
How you come early and still be late?
Look, I was here,
right?
As you can see.
And then you weren't. You punched in and then went back outside.
That's what people do at work. Just like when you clock in and go straight to the bathroom.
Right. Go to the parking lot.
Hey, punched in. She punched in and went back to the grocery store.
Right.
And then finished and came on back.
All right. Oh, have mercy. Welcome to the show, Courtney.
Hey y'all.
This is my contribution to Women's History Month. Black women, I should say, because Black women make moves. So we just, this is a locker room a lot of times. Courtney is the only female. She's fighting against the cave beast, and so Kamar's the only civil one. So I'm glad she has some company tonight. I want to talk about sexual assault in Milwaukee, right? Because now the light is shining ever so brightly on the effect this has on young women. So has this gotten worse or better? Because I know you have been doing this work for a while. So have you seen the percentages change, or where are we at, especially under Mayor Lil Buddy downtown? How is this? What's going on with the statistics of this in Milwaukee?
Right. The statistics are one thing, but I think the individual perspective is what we should think about, right? Like a person that, say we're working with young people, we hear it all the time, Ticey and I, in different spaces where young people are told to change clothes, right? Change your clothes because my boyfriend is looking at you. That's what teenage girls tell to us, right? So the first thing we say to that is we apologize, because no one should have to change clothes, especially because another adult is looking at you like an adult, looking at you as if you're prey, looking at you to the point where your parent is telling you, go change your clothes because my man is looking at you a certain kind of way. So that's the first perspective in the safety we need to change before we even get to numbers.
Is that a common problem? I'm not sure. I've been around people who say, I haven't heard. This is new to me, so I'm learning. So be patient with me. Is this a common thing where women are telling their daughters, my boyfriend is looking at you? I thought it was just like a bad Tyler Perry movie.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I have a daughter, and that's a teenager, and one of my reasons why it took me so long to date was because of that. The fear of thinking that the person who I might date might end up looking at my daughter or liking my daughter, because a lot of these men now are coming for us older women, but they want our daughters, the teenagers.
And sons.
And sons. And sons.
Wow, I did not know this. This is new. I knew I was going to learn some tonight, okay? And when I said the statistics, because everything has to be measured. So we talk about sexual assault is part of public safety, isn't it? If a woman is at risk of being, raped or molested somewhere. And so we look at the fluctuations of crimes. So I always talk in statistics, but I hear you saying, let's kind of make it more compartmentalized. Let's look at the individual aspects of it.
Because statistics are only reported, Kevin.
Exactly.
So you can't give your full integrity of understanding to numbers, because numbers are only reported. So especially around anti-violence work and just violence, period, that goes for sexual assault, domestic violence, sex trafficking, murder, homicide. A lot of those are only reported. So you always have to remember, when it comes to sexual assault, there's 1 in 3 women that has been or will be sexually assaulted before the age of 18. But you have to remember that 1 in 3 are only those women that report it. And when we think about men, the 1 in 5 men that have been or will be sexually assaulted before the age of 18, you have to think about those are only the ones reported.
So if we're talking about reported, then you think, or what you're saying, not what you think, but what you're saying is, if all the people who are affected by this reported, it'd be the number would be closer to 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 3 women.
When it comes to women, it will be 1 out of 1.
Okay.
Let me give you an example. Real-time example. I was at Harry's this evening. Myself and Crystal, we went for a nice little, end of day. And the woman sitting next to us was a survivor. You want to know how she got to talking to us? We were talking about Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and I started talking about how we began to reach out to places like Prime Social and other nightclubs and lounges where their whole bartenders are wearing teal. The woman says, "That's my best friend, the manager of Prime Social. She's also a survivor." I said, "Yes, she's a member of Team Teal." So the conversation went there. 3 Black women in a very white establishment spending green money had real healthy conversations about being thrivers of sexual violence. That's how it happens, Kevin. It's not is that real in day-to-day conversation.
So Sam, what do you tell women that have been sexually assaulted? And a lot of women are sexually assaulted and they don't report it. And we feel like, people just go free to live their lives. So ones that think about wanting to report it, what do you tell them? Especially when they think about, from what we see on TV, it's just the court process and the humiliation is maybe the man having more money so he can afford a lawyer and, just all of that. So what do you tell them?
Thank you for that, Courtney. And also, Courtney has been a part of Team Teal as well. She was a part of a lot of what we did in 2023. So shout out to you and all the striving that you've been doing and the journey that you are taking. Well, one of the biggest things we say to survivors is 3 words: we believe you. That's the first thing we say. We believe you, because sometimes survivors have never even told their story. So the fact that they're telling their story to any of us, me, Chip, Ticey, Rashida, any of the members of Team Teal, and then we can go into the conversation of what would you like to do? Because we have to have there's a time frame, right? Especially when reporting sexual assault and sexual violence, there's a year time frame. So we got to know when it started and if they're in that window of time, right? Secondly, they have to understand, especially when it comes to the criminal justice system, it has never been set up for the vulnerable. Victims are the most vulnerable. So criminal justice system is not set up for them, but they can have accommodations with an advocate, with one of us. Or if not us, we can give them to another organization that might help them. Say, for instance, just an example, say if we meet a Hmong survivor, right? None of us speak Hmong, but I am connected with the Hmong Women's Association, right? So I will make sure to contact them to give a strong, sensitive handoff, because cultural specific is also really important. So if we can't help in a way that maybe it has to do with culture or maybe it has to do with gender, we're able to make sure that a person goes that way. But I can't really tell anybody anything. I can just let them know what this journey will look like. And however they want to walk it, we're there to walk it with them.
So it has the definition of sexual harassment changed? Meaning, hold on a second. Meaning now, like I talked about the awareness, right? Mm-hmm. And so we look at this Me Too movement. We looked at the cancel culture and what they started calling it toxic masculinity. And I feel like, men were just constantly under fire and attack, right? So the definition, I feel, kind of expanded. So a woman who a man may have said something to that he shouldn't have said or looked at her a certain way can now go and say, oh, he harassed me. He sexually was overt with me. And so men can get charged and lose jobs and careers. So do you find that to be true, or you just, I know you're a staunch advocate. I know all of you are, but do you not feel like nowadays the definition of it has expanded now, or is it just men getting put on blast?
I think first we need to make sure that we're using both genders, because we don't want to seem one-sided. I think that's really important with any work that we do, but especially with anti-violence work. It's not just the men, it's the us's of the world, right? So when we're talking about has things changed, things hasn't changed. But when it comes to sexual harassment and sexual assault, there needs to be something tangible. Okay, there needs to be something physical that took place. What you're saying is more verbal assault, right?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, because you said 1 out of 1, right? Like, so in essence, it's like when I hear that, I think 3 out of 3. So all women have been sexually harassed or assaulted. That's a pretty strong statement.
No,
in
no,
some
no.
panel,
No,
but
no, no. We said, you and I, Kevin, we said if we count all the stats.
Okay.
So remember the
I
question I asked you when I first met you. How many women do you know that has not been sexually assaulted?
I don't know. I don't. That's not.
Again. So when
don't
you
know.
say the 1 and 1 don't make sense.
No. You said 1 and 1.
No. But no. Listen, stay here. If I ask you, how many women do you know that has not been sexually assaulted, and you say, I have no
I don't
idea.
know. I don't know. I really don't.
So that would again make those statistics of the 1 and 3 go up.
hey, let's look at the different. It's different types of ways of sex, different types of sexual assault. I mean,
Yes, it is.
and then we talking about sexual harassment also.
Right, which is,
You know what I mean? So
yes.
when you talk about the different variables of those two, you almost can say every woman, because that's just like saying a woman walking down the street, say, baby, what's up? I mean,
Right.
that's, you know what I mean? So you can say every woman pretty much.
But so, Kamar, what you're saying is the question was the definition has expanded.
Right.
Because we didn't consider that. You didn't back in the days. Hey, baby, what's happening? You didn't consider that. Damn, I just sexually harassed her. That's new. That's why I said, did it expand?
I think though that Sam was trying to say, like Kamar said, there's two different assault and harassment, two different departments. So
Okay.
you can't mesh those together because they have different variables. Like Kamar said, there's different pieces that create each.
So those women you spoke to in the bar tonight, was it all of a degree of all of them had been harassed, like
It was
violent,
one woman.
not just that
was
somebody
one
was
woman.
inappropriate?
It was one woman.
I thought you said there was a couple other sisters who joined in the conversation.
Crystal,
Me and
one,
these
Yeah.
three.
me, Crystal, and Harry.
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
I know, Kevin, we bringing something you don't know nothing about, so you real anxious. You so
I don't
anxious.
understand why I can't ask questions. Should I not ask questions? I don't know. I thought that's what I was supposed to do. Somebody informed me. If I knew everything, I'd have said, I don't need y'all to come on. I'll talk about it myself. I'm asking to learn. If it's if it's a conversation with 4 women who say we've all been harassed, the first thing in my mind is, to what degree? Were you raped? Were you groped? Were you? I would want to know. That's how we get to.
Assaulted, two different. Okay. You're meshing them together. That's what Sam was trying to say. Like they're separate. Right. So we were at the Harry's debriefing talking about the activities leading up to Team Teal, Paint the City Teal.
Okay.
A bar conversation about bars that have joined the movement and are tilling out their facilities to let people know it's a safe place if SA victims come in there. The young lady next to her, like she said, she was best friends with one of the bar managers that was mentioned. Thus, it led to the conversation and her releasing information that she also was a survivor of sexual assault. So
and
that's
there were
how.
other
So it was 3 of us sitting together, 3 black women.
So y'all all saying the same thing.
Everybody.
So it was all survivors.
So,
I thought it was multiple survivors.
Right, but Kevin's question was, has the definition changed? And our answer to that is what?
There's 2 definitions. He's saying harassment and assault. He's
no.
So for the harassment, has it changed? Because he's saying, like back in the day, saying, "Hey, baby, what's your number?" Wasn't
we didn't
categorized as verbal harassment.
It can be.
But however, it was, but they just never put it together.
I think,
you know what I'm saying? It was definitely verbal harassment back then, but we didn't say it was verbal harassment.
It normal.
It was shooting our shot. It was
right. It was hollering. It was trying to holler.
Yep.
Because I mean, that actually got the girl. Sometimes.
But it's separate though. But it's still separate.
Right. Yeah.
But I think what Kevin is saying is, like, did the whole thing, did the definition expand? Like, so all of that is included now.
Yes.
And like technically, I feel like technically it is included, and it always was. It's just that we didn't think of it as
so offensive. No, but okay. So the other part of that is, does the woman who's hearing that say I'm a woman, right? And obviously I'm not, but like, say I'm a woman, and I hear this conversation, and I hear my sisters talking about it, and I say, you know what? I've been assaulted by a man too. Does she take the time to say, well, not really assaulted, but just harassed? And I know it's different. But or does she just join in the conversation and say, me too? Right? I don't know.
Well, what
she
we
wasn't
not gonna
assaulted,
do,
didn't care.
what
She
we
was just
not gonna
harassed.
do is make joke of it, of any of it. That's what we not gonna do, ever.
What's the joke? Where
It just seemed like it's kind of tilting, like kind
who
of
made? I'm
joking.
asking a
None of it
question.
is
I don't.
funny.
Who
Just
made a
none of it
joke?
is
There's no
funny.
joke. Ain't no joke. I asked a question and gave an example. There's no joke at all. Who thinks this shit's funny? I don't think it's funny.
It's just the fact that you just said so.
If I'm a woman, obviously I'm not. That's a joke. Is that making
That's
a joke
not
of it?
it, Kevin. It's okay. This is the thing. The woman felt comfortable with us. That's the thing with Team Teal as well. So it isn't, maybe she's never just had this conversation with any other group of women. Let me say that. Being that we were sitting next to her talking about this issue, she felt inclined to say what she said. So
I hear all of that. I hear all of that, but I don't want nobody out there to be under the assumption that I think that's funny, that I think anything done to, because I'm always saying I do not agree with verbal, physical, no kind of abuse towards women. So I felt like I didn't like that insinuation because I would never make a joke of it. When I talk, I usually go into metaphors and stuff like that, but I don't want nobody to think I'm making light of it. I have a daughter myself. So there's no way I would make a joke out of it. So let's just get that clear.
let's do that.
Okay. So let's talk about your day, what you're going to do at your event.
Yes, I'll let the team talk about it. It's tomorrow, the 11th annual Paint the City Teal Day. It is a homegrown event that we created with Team Teal 365 because, again, that's what the mission is all about, right? Bringing awareness to the color of teal. Teal is the color for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. That is the entire month of April. For anyone who doesn't know, we're always here to educate. But for us, Paint the City Teal Day is really, really special because we're able to honor thrivers in the community, right? We're able to get leaders together, allies together, survivors together. So tomorrow we're going to have an amazing event at the Ambition Center, Milwaukee, 530 East Vienna Street. That's from 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. You can register right on our website or on our Facebook. But tomorrow's going to be a day of Sea of Teal. You'll see teal all over the city of Milwaukee. You'll see the Home Bridge lit up in teal, all downtown landmarks from Slits, 745 Overpass, US Bank, Pfister Hotel, all those places lit up in teal. The museum will be lit up in teal. The domes will be lit up in teal. And all this is because we at Team Teal 365 would like for the survivors and thrivers to see the color teal, east, south, west, and north. And it's actually a national event now. We have North Carolina supporters and also Atlanta supporters. So it's all about survivors and bringing solidarity to them. And I'm very thankful again to my team because we wouldn't be able to do this without them. It's a team effort.
Okay. I noticed you had a whole layout of different parts of it. So like there was what
Yeah, so yeah, to answer your question was, so tomorrow we have America Works, and that's from 11 to 1, where Sam speaks to W-2 clients there, and we are nominating and honoring 7 of those young ladies who have completed the W-2 program. We also have the Ambition Center, like she said, from what's that, 4 to 7?
Mm-hmm.
Ambition Center. Then we got the Home Bridge. The Home Bridge downtown will be lit till, actually the whole downtown is going to be lit. It's going to be more than just the Home Bridge. Then that's tomorrow. Then Thursday, or is it Friday?
Friday from 6
Friday,
to
we
10.
got the karaoke. Y'all come out if y'all can. We got karaoke at Rise and Grind from 6 to 10 on MLK. Y'all know where that's at. It's gonna be drinks. It's gonna be little hors d'oeuvres and things like that too. So make sure y'all come out, and then also Team Till will be at Team Summit at the end of the month too as well. So yeah, Team Till loaded for the month of Sam.
And we'll be in Fond du Lac too. Crystal, you want to tell them about that?
Yeah, so Ticey,
Oh yeah,
Samantha,
Fond du Lac.
and also Ticey, Samantha, and myself are going to Fond du Lac for a national training for human trafficking. That'll be from the 16th to the 18th, so that we can come back with the tools essential to train other people in this work, human trafficking work.
Okay, so now where's the Ambition Center at? Because I don't know.
530 East Vienna Avenue in River West 53212.
Okay, okay, got you. Because I don't know if I've been to the Ambition Center. That's why I say I hear about it all the time, and I hear that it's there's some black businesses in there, so I didn't know exactly where it's at. But we, like, you just brought up sex trafficking, and that's what I was talking about with P Diddy earlier about this whole exposure. You see Epstein, you see
You call them PP?
huh?
Hey, you call them PP?
PP Diddy, right? Well, you know, if you know, you know. I'm just, once again, that's what we call him, the diddler. We call him all kinds of names.
He got a lot of names now.
Right, but and this goes back to, we said the accusation. Now, up to this point, he has not been arrested, right? But the accusation of this is he's ruined forever. Like just being, and that is the thin line. When I guess that's what I was thinking about when I was saying about sexual harassment, sexual assault, and these lines. That's what I was looking for, like these lines. That it's a very thin line. So if a man is accused of saying, "Say, baby, hey," or we know at work you should be professional. You shouldn't be talking like that. But if a man is even accused of it, it can make him lose his career. But like you said, women as well. I say man.
Because women do it too.
Every gender, of course they do.
Yes, they do.
Women do it too.
Of course they do. Yeah. So
I think with the P Diddy, we got to look at the verbiage that they're using. Okay, when you talk about sex workers, a person over the age of 18 can be a prostitute. That's a free will, right?
Okay.
And if you want to be a sex worker, that's a free will. You can do as you please. But when we talk about sex trafficking, that's when we put force, coercion, and fraud into the situation.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I see the difference.
So, and this is the thing with the P Diddy situation. If they keep using sex trafficking terminology, they're going to keep grouping it with sex trafficking, even if the individuals are choosing to be sex workers. So that's where we need to get the truth at, because as different stories go, people pay.
I feel like they may have the words right. Like, I feel like it may be some kids involved. That's why I think they got the words right. You know what I'm saying? Because they were talking about kids.
Yeah.
So get kids being supplied to certain people and stuff like that.
Well, that's definitely slavery, right? I'm talking about, like, there was a report about Young Miami saying she was a sex worker, right?
Right.
So a sex worker, that's free will over the age of 18. A person that's being used for sex and slavery under the age of 18, that's child exploitation.
But what if you are over 18 being used for sex and slavery? Because it's kind of like that's what Cassie said was happening to her. So what would you call that for her?
Well, if a person is calling it trafficking and they're dealing with fraud, coercion, and forced into slavery, that's different than someone labeling as sex worker. I'm talking about sex worker, which is a choice. Sex trafficking, that's a force. Two different things.
So right. So the question was, is
I don't know all the story of the media.
Saying she's
I don't know all the story.
Or was she being, or was she a sex worker?
Right.
I don't know all that.
That's probably what gets deliberated in court.
That's the allegations.
And I guess I'm just asking because when you say sex trafficking, you keep saying under 18, but what if it's a person over 18? Let's not even say Cassie, just in general, a person over 18 in this situation where somebody is forcing them to have sex with other people. Maybe it's her boyfriend or whatever, and he's beating her or drugging her or forcing her, and she's over 18. So is this still considered traffic, or is this?
Of course. It's always going to be trafficking if there's fraud, coercion, and force.
No matter the age.
No matter the age. But the difference is when we're dealing with children. It's still trafficking, but they're child exploiting them.
Right.
Okay.
And with a child, it ain't like they got permission.
They can't give consent. You know that, Kumar, from the work that you've done. You know, a person under the age of 18 can never get consent for sex or to sell of sex.
So in that sense, it has to be trafficking pretty
Definitely much. Under the age of 18, and there's individuals in their 20s and 30s that's being trafficked every day.
Okay, so we seeing the different lines now. You know what I mean? So you can be grown and be sex trafficked.
Oh, hell
if it's
yeah.
against your will or some kind of court, whatever.
Yeah, let me explain to you an example. This just happened over a year ago.
I get it.
This just happened over a year ago, right here in Glendale. There was 2 women over the age of 30 caught at the Lakita Hotel with a man who had all of their identification. He had ID, he had their house keys. Things like that are definite signs of trafficking. No one should have anybody else's personal ID. Like, I would never have Tycee's ID, phone, all her personal possessions in my possession.
Okay, can I ask? I want to ask my sister.
I would.
Let me ask Crystal a question, because she mentioned it, and she was talking about the training, or you said to help victims of this. Talk more about the training that you the sex.
So the national training is in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, and that training equips Tycee, Sam, and I with the essential know-how and need be to go and then take that training and train other people in this work when it comes to human trafficking.
Okay.
On all levels. It's a national certification that would allow us to then educate others and train them up in these nonprofits, organizations, schools, so that they can be aware of what to look for. They can be aware of, signs, like you said, like she just stated, somebody having all of their personal items. That's a form, that's an indication. So giving people that knowledge, but we will gain national certification so that we can go across the country and then teach about this particular area.
Okay.
The name of it is Love 146.
Okay.
Of the
Love
curriculum.
146. Okay.
Yes, it's a sex trafficking prevention curriculum.
Okay. I would love to share that with people.
Right?
Mm-hmm. And let me tell you something else. That's why this is very, very important for the state of Wisconsin. Let me tell you. Just Milwaukee Public School alone, they just approved a $15 million grant specifically for this curriculum. So that means in a place like MPS, where it's definitely hard to get in there and talk about healthy relationships, social and emotional learning, it's not really easy to get into MPS. But the fact that they have cloned Love 416 as a curriculum that they will allow to be taught in our schools just lets you know how serious this curriculum is and how scarce that the curriculum is being taught in Fond du Lac, because Fond du Lac is the middle of the state of Wisconsin. So the fact that the 3 of us are going to get trained for this curriculum, that's going to be a benefit to the city of Milwaukee and to the state of Wisconsin, because now the people that we're training and the youth that we'll be in front of, they'll be able to see Black faces teaching a curriculum that can possibly save lives.
Okay, so I wonder if that grant is part of the referendum, because we've been saying say no to the referendum, and that the $252 million they asking for tomorrow on the ballot. I'm wondering is that part of it? Because I've been telling people no, and if so, then that means that would affect
that $15 million is already approved.
Okay.
That $15 million. See, again, that's backstage access that they do without implementing Black people.
Okay.
Because it's very, very important that we get trained in this curriculum. Because if we're not trained in this curriculum, we're not going to be able to be in the schools where our Black and brown children are, so that they can listen and feel empowered and be able to be prevented from being trafficked. It's very, very important, and it's very, very intentional.
I just feel like it's powerful people involved with sex trafficking. And
it's $1 trillion bill.
Until they're ready to deal with them, it's like when we went up against the drug thing, where it was dudes on the corner selling 8 balls, but it was ballers in Miami letting 3 tons in a month, and so it didn't matter how many of those dudes on the corner you busted, it was still metric tons coming in. So until they dealt with Noriega and all those people and exposed, what was going on in South America, the cocaine flow didn't slow down. So I guess, micro versus macro. That's all. People want to call in and ask y'all questions. And I've been avoiding the questions because I wanted y'all to, avoiding the calls because I wanted y'all to really go more into this whole thing. And it seems like it's all one thing. So when we say teal, we're talking about really protecting women, right? Women, what's the saying that they're the most volatile, they're the most violated? Even Malcolm said he felt like the black woman was the most unprotected.
But it's men too, Kevin. You gotta, and that's one of the things. Like
that's me. Yep, I got to stop doing that.
It's men too. Men are being raped. Men are being coerced into sex because of power. In the Diddy situation, it's more men involved in the coercion and conversation with Diddy than it is women. So that's another thing. It's a form of power being used to coerce people out of sex. So it's a lot of men. So that's one of the things, even dealing with the schools.
We have
a lot
bad
of young
habit.
men, older teachers have sexually assaulted some students. You know what I mean? So it's real.
You just lit me up to something because when you refer to the men involved with P. Diddy, most hetero men don't look at men who are involved in something like that as straight men. We'll say, yeah, but they was gay.
Nope.
And then so we won't even say, well, it's men being affected too. We'll say, well, that's them gay dudes. So you just, this is how men
but
think.
But there's some straight men that were coerced
but even
because
still,
of power that aren't gay. Never been gay, never been with a man, but they were coerced because of that power for certain leverage in the industry, a worker deal. That's a form of power being used to make you do things that you wouldn't typically do.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. We don't normally say, oh, he was a victim. We say he was just gay.
Because I'll just put them in a different category.
Right, we just dismiss them.
They're men, as well.
Yeah. Say, oh, Stevie J was on the video with somebody. You didn't think, oh, that's wrong. You say, well, he gay. Like this is for men to understand where our thinking needs to be kind of adjusted. I think it's very important. And when you say it's men being affected too, Kevin, you hear me just saying women. You said, Kevin, it's men too. I said, damn. Yeah. It is some dudes that a dude got raped. Like, not in the penitentiary. Like, I have to start including all of this in. I have to start including all that.
Did you hear that alleged audio of Meek Mill? Like, that sound like he didn't want to do that. That sound, you know what I mean?
I didn't listen to it. I didn't listen.
And it's not just you, Kevin. It's society. We have to unlearn so much and learn what is right. Like, it's not just you, Kevin. It's maybe it's some of your listeners. Maybe it's some people that's gonna watch this later. It's not just you, but it's good that you're being you, because this is a great way for people to know that they're not alone, even if they were thinking the same thing.
And not only that, too, but we got to understand, Kev, like us men, well, women too. You know what I mean? Like we talk about how like years ago it was okay to, say faggot, and it was a whole bunch of shit you could say and do, and it wouldn't be no issue. But now you can't say and do it. So it's like, you know what I mean? We've been raised and trained to think a certain way for so many years. And now it's time to deprogram some shit and relearn some shit. You know what I mean? Just like we talk about, like even with our history, we gotta, in the way we live in now, we gotta deprogram with some of the shit that we was taught and relearn a better way of living, a better way of thinking.
I'm constantly on the quest for understanding, for greater understanding. But in order for me to get it, I gotta be truthful about where I'm at. If I lie front, if I'm on here front like, oh, I got to be me. And so for me, the thing is, I look at it from how men, straight heterosexual men who don't harass, who don't traffic, who don't rape, I look at it from that perspective. So I'm trying to learn, damn, this is affecting more than just women. Because I keep saying, see, my focus, black women. White women get assaulted too. I tend to say, okay, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm worried about sisters. So I'm trying to deprogram myself. The world has to be patient. I was raised by old Southern men, and they came from a whole different time. And so, like you said, Kamar, with some of the stuff you used to say, now you can't even say anymore, or you will actually face charges for saying this shit. Just to say, listen, just to say, hey, how you doing, sweetheart? What you mean? He called me sweetheart. He made me feel uncomfortable. Kevin, we're gonna have to let you go. Damn, what? This is what we face. So I think it's honest for men and women to talk, have hard conversations about, oh, that's how you feel when we be doing that? I never thought about that. Damn, my bad. It might straighten a lot of us out, because it's still brothers who say, hey, baby, how you doing? You don't know. Women don't be wanting, a lot of women don't want to be called baby. Who knew? Right? We just
But there has been women that hasn't said anything, but then they lose their life. There has been women that has not addressed men honking at them, and they died.
This is true. It's true. We just had a case, a month ago, where a young lady in New York was murdered by some psychopath. He was a menace to society anyways. He was going to kill somebody. It's just unfortunate that she happened to be that victim that day, but he was a stray bullet waiting to happen. But you're correct. I mean, now I'm starting to realize that a lot of cases when we were young and it was 5 of us standing outside on the corner and 2 women went by and we was, yeah, baby, woo, woo, woo.
That's harassment.
Right. I didn't know they was harassment. We wasn't thinking, we scaring the shit out of them. We was out there, yeah, baby, come on up.
Yep.
Hey, Kev, remember we was talking about the different types of abuse also.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just like the financial abuse, verbal abuse, just saying, calling a woman a bitch.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like in the way we grew up, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing. Nobody thought it was a big deal. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just different shit that, you know what I mean, we have to really unlearn.
Just like Kamar was saying, some things that back in the day, for a young man to be with an older woman, it was normalized. But in reality, actuality, it was sexual assault.
Right. Who knew?
Was cool.
Yep.
Same thing. I remember back in the day, the older dudes used to be we 15, 16, didn't dawn on us that these 24-year-old men that's at the corner store, we smile and kick in, but that literally was a pedophile. Like, but we didn't mesh it together, and now that we have advanced technology, advanced learning, you get front door access to some of this stuff, and realizing you grew up thinking one thing that you had to really rechange the whole way you thought.
For sure. And it's the same way with we have learned also talking to grown men that they realized that their babysitter was touching on them and feeling on them.
Right. We thought that shit was fun.
They thought it was amazing. They thought it was everything. She was a pedophile.
She was.
I don't care if she was 13, 14, 15, and you was 7, 8, 9, 10. She was a pedophile.
We want her to come babysit.
And it started.
Listen, my father, when I referenced the old
that's how we thought, right?
Right, I know, but it was wrong.
The old definition of masculinity was what my dad would say to me: is you always respect every woman, but you keep her in her place. You don't let her get out of place with you, but you respect her. And so that's how we were taught. So it was like, yeah, I respect you. I'm a gentleman. I'll be nice to you. I'll take care of you. But then it's like at a certain point, you be like, hey, you better watch your mouth. You know who you're talking to. Now, don't get me wrong. I've since unlearned this with my wife because I'm not checking shit.
Because she been done fired on you too.
Well, she wouldn't fire on me, but she just gonna shut down on me. It won't be no conversation for 6 months. I'll be like,
you're gonna learn the date.
But that's a form of growth, Kevin. That's a form of growth. You're unlearning your past behaviors and trying to transform it so that you don't plant those seeds in your son's ear, so that your daughters know that a man can't put you in a place that they didn't create for you. You know what I mean? So it's called growth. You are growing in that area. So I do want to applaud you in that area. Any growth is
amazing.
Whether it's a little, a year ago, you had a different view on sexual assault.
Yeah. I'm still a savage.
On your show. You know what I mean? So you have grown.
Yes.
So I do want to say that just to let you know that that's a sign of growth. Just like Kamar said.
Never neglect the progress of a baby step.
Well, you know, we come on, man. Like, let's be honest. We were raised where it was like we didn't give a damn. Like girls be like, man, I don't care about that shit. Like you didn't care. It was just like, man, forget them. And then now
we was almost taught that if you did anything, you was tricking.
And you or simping, and we know there's still some simps.
You know what I mean? You was tricking if you did anything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We're still anti-simp, but you know.
We learned different growing up.
Hey y'all, I'm about to tap out though. I'm about to go pick up these cupcakes for Team Till tomorrow.
Thank you for coming.
The work is never done. It's never done.
Thank you so much, sis.
All right, I love y'all. See y'all tomorrow.
Mazel.
Peace.
All right, Kev, the party can start. Hey, the party can start for real now. Come on.
Don't do that. Don't do that. The party.
Let's get this shit cracked.
This ain't that.
Hey, she can tap in from my phone at any given time, brother.
Let me get this Luke song queued up.
Yeah. Let the girls with the stripper pose. Hey, the girls with the stripper pose on the screen.
Hey, Kamar, once we do all of that, me and you are gonna have to figure out what hotel we gonna have on tonight, because neither one of us are gonna have nowhere to sleep. It's gonna be fun while it lasts.
I'm gonna go to Real House. Real got room.
Look at Real, like, okay.
Yeah, come on through. Yeah, it's all.
I'm gonna bring, I'm gonna bring some smoke. I'm gonna bring some juices and
Lord,
shit. You know what I mean? It's gonna go. We can have a ball tonight.
Nah, man, listen.
Come on, Kev. Come on.
I have people. I'm opening up the line for the sisters before they have to go, because some brothers might want to ask them questions. So if I ignored your call, I apologize. I've totally ignored my chat room. I just want to kind of run this down because they'll be pissed at me. Stephanie Bowles, I see you. She was saying Spencer. They're talking about Tierman Spencer. These are accusations. Y'all know I rock with Spencer. She said he need to keep his hands off people. We got to pay for that shit. Now he getting a check and having a lawsuit, tax paying, all of that. Sick niggas. Ewok is first up on the line. Ewok, you got a question for these sisters or what's going on? Hold on, Ewok. Hold on, Ewok. It's not registering. I ain't lost a call in a minute. Hold on, let's see.
That cheap phone.
Is it a cheap one? This is a whole galaxy.
Pull yourself together.
And it's the old one there.
Nah, it's the new one.
Okay.
Ewok, hit me back. I gotta bring you in. I think I zigged when I should have zagged. But so I'm just reading the chat room. Okay, let me see if I can catch him this time. Come on. Ewok, what's up, man?
Yes, sir. You got me now?
I got you loud and clear. What's going on?
Yes, sir. Man, I just wanted to say, man, I know this is a real serious conversation, so I'm going to keep it 100. My sister is a doctor in Florida. She also teaches nursing, and she's a part of the sex trafficking program down there. So, you know what I'm saying? I got to keep it 100 for that. But the thing that I don't have a problem with, I wanted to address, like it's a thin line between like a man being disrespectful and harassment. You know, that's what I was thinking, you know. So if you say everything is harassment, I feel like that, you know, you kind of, I'm saying you're kind of overdoing it, because you kind of instilling in younger women or older women, you're instilling in them that every simple situation amounts to harassment. And I feel like, you know, it kind of can lead to a bad way of thinking. And you know, that's what I wanted to say, basically.
I agree, Ewok.
And I wanted a response to that.
Okay.
You definitely can get one. Here's the thing, and Courtney is agreeing with you. I will say this: when it comes to sexual harassment, that's one part. When it comes to disrespect, that's something completely different. Nobody is looping it. That, like, I think that's the situation. That's the situation. So if someone is disrespecting a young girl, because again, let's be mindful. The men, Kamar and Kevin just said, growing up, when men was being disrespectful and sexually harassing us as young women, we didn't think anything of it. Same thing is present today in certain different situations. So sexual harassment is someone saying, "Hey, Sam, I want to fuck you."
Wow. Okay.
Hey,
yeah,
Sam,
no, I mean, that's direct. I mean, the way you said it right there, that's direct.
Sam, that's sexual harassment. Hey, Sam, you're a bitch. That's
feel
being
like-
disrespectful.
Right.
That's
I feel like the
different
harassment
examples.
starts when the disrespect starts.
all again. So
Right, but see, Kamar kind of said earlier, he was like, man, you can't even say, hey, say baby or hey babe. I mean,
And I agree
it's
with that,
like,
Ewok. I feel like it is aligned with that. You know, there are men that, hey baby, how you doing? You know, and some women don't want that. Some women may say that is harassment. To me, that's not harassment. I feel like it's harassment when you constantly talking to me, when you constantly let me know you want to fuck me, when you constantly, hey man, why you don't give me a chance? When you just hounding and constant and persistent. To me, that's kind of harassment.
So
the first time is harassment.
that's
It doesn't
basically
need
what
to
I
be
wanted to
multiple
clear up.
times. That's
That's
the problem.
basically
It
what I wanted
doesn't
to
need to
clear
be
up.
back and forth. It doesn't need to be back and forth. One sign of disrespect is a sign of disrespect. If I feel like you're sexual harassing me, that's how I feel. And if I tell you to stop and you don't, and it continues, that's the problem. Because it's bad if a person feels that it's bad. And us as society, we make this gray area, which makes it very, very dangerous for the community.
I had another caller, but I lost him. I hope this goes to show how a lot of people don't even understand this whole thing, right? Like that's what I'm saying. This new light that's shining on this is informative because and I do want to say I didn't mean we were like groping, like grabbing girls. I'm saying we just be just trying to holler at them.
It was just the examples that you guys brought up.
Yeah.
Not even saying you two per se, but just in the environment growing up, it was never like, hey, don't disrespect that girl. It was just a normal kind of gawking that young men would do.
Hey, look, and then
Now,
also, but you know, also on the flip side, I remember seeing a lot of the time where the girls did giggle it off. I think, yeah, you know what I mean? Like almost like they liked it.
Or come back and talk to us.
Listen,
But
listen.
again,
I think what it is they didn't understand either.
we didn't. And that's the thing. Like I said, we normalized it growing up. And then when you get 45 years old, you like, damn, they going on 53 now. You know what I mean? So I was in 8th grade. They were 8 years older than me. It wasn't even registering like that. You know what I mean? The same thing is you can say we were singing songs that were intended.
Yeah.
I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. And we were singing that with our whole chest. But it
Age ain't
took us
nothing
to
but a
get
number.
grown to really understand what we were actually saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it's the
Age
same
ain't
thing.
nothing but
And
a number.
sometimes it's lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
And
I got
teaching
another caller.
people how to treat you. Teaching people, because some people normalized it. Like even like she said, Courtney said, hey baby girl, woo woo woo. To some, that's not disrespectful or harassment. When I tell you stop and you continue, that's when it becomes harassment.
Right.
Yeah, we get that one.
Right.
I got a caller. Caller, is this Shabaka?
Yes, it is Shabaka, Mr. Barnes. How you doing, man? I was going through a bunch of technical issues, with my computer and all that old type of stuff. But however, this is a very, very serious issue, and I appreciate the women of coming out saying what they is. But however, there's a flip side to this coin, ladies. Okay, what about the woman who goes out here and falsely accuses the man of this shit? Okay, now keep in mind. Now let me tell you what the potential problem is with this here, ladies. When you falsely accuse, okay, you're pissing off your brothers, you're pissing off your spouse, you're pissing off your sons, and they go up here and jump this man, you know what I'm saying, and this man did not do this. Now, no disrespect, ladies. Now, what about the ladies who will make these false accusations just to get attention?
And I'm just gonna come off topic comment. Anybody that falsifies information that could cause harm legally, or even not even as far as the legal extent of the law, they should be brought to justice just like anyone else should. I don't care. Period. Like that's not okay for anyone to falsely or wrongly accuse anyone of a crime that they did not commit. And we don't stand on that either way. You know what I mean?
I can let her answer. Let her answer. Go ahead, Chris.
Okay.
Teal, I don't know if you want to add something to that.
That's perfect. You did just right. There's wrong is wrong. You know, we there's nothing to say with a person that's falsely accusing any other human.
Okay. Now, I guess the only thing left would be to say, are we telling young girls, don't make nothing up because you can ruin this man's life? I don't know. I'm just asking.
Oh, yes, sir.
Right.
Well, for one and for two, we at Team Teal 365 is never here to coerce anybody into anything, but we're definitely always gonna stand on the side of truth. We've even had abuse.
Okay, I understand
We've even had individuals charged with rape come to us and say to us, "How can you help me?"
Now,
and I've said to him, "Let us see the court records of what happened in that court case. Just let us see it, because for us to advocate for you as an accused abuser, we just want to see where it's documented where that didn't happen." Okay. And that never was a conversation. And I bring that up because we're always on the side of truth. Okay. Even if somebody reaches out to us, we're going to do our due diligence to do our background. Where's the evidence? Where's the court report? So just like you're saying, we would never stand behind or never push a person to lie. We're not that organization. We're not that mission. We stand on truth.
There you go. Shabak, you got another question?
Yes, and I just want to respond to what the young lady has said right there. Now, the reason why this false accusation is so serious, because all you men I'm seeing right in here, and me included, are not going to sit up there, man, and have a rational mind when we come up and say, hey, our little granddaughter got assaulted, or my wife got assaulted. The first thing we're going to do is go out here and smash this individual, okay? And if he's guilty, rightfully so. But what about if this dude is innocent? Now, what happens on that, ladies, is now these men folk have just now became enemies. Their families have just now became enemies. And I'm just curious to know if you ladies will come down on a woman falsely accusing a man of this, the same way how a man would come down hard on a man who actually did this bullshit. Okay, because you do have a lot of ladies that's going out there, particularly in Los Angeles, and we all know about P. Diddy and all that, and we on top of that, who just want to get some attention. Now, what about that part?
I think they just answered your question. They said any woman.
Hey, let me say something.
They should be legally prosecuted. That's what
Let me say something, right? Let me say something. One, we ain't on the show today. We ain't talking about the issues about who right, who wrong. We just shedding light on Sexual Assault Awareness Month and Team Teal being today to be in tomorrow. This ain't that debate. It's just shedding light. We ain't here to go back and forth and argue tonight. We just shedding light on what's popping tomorrow.
Yeah, ask a question.
And we're talking about sexual assault for men, sexual assault for women. Like, this is an equal conversation. This ain't nothing that we got to go back and forth about. It ain't about who's the women that's calling the police and lying. I mean, we know that's fucked up. We all know that's fucked up.
Right.
We know it's fucked up for both families, for the man that get lied on.
Right.
We just shedding light on what's fucked up in the community. We ain't saying that it's only happening to women, and it's not only happening to men. You know what I mean? It's happening to everybody, and we shed light on this problem, period.
I got some interesting stuff in the chat room, but Shabak, I want to make sure you get to say what you want to say before we move to the next caller.
Oh, yes, sir. And also, too, check with us tomorrow night on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. We inviting all dump supporters to call in. We're going to crumb bomb on them. You know how we get down, Mr. Barnes, so we want all the dump supporters to call in, you know what I mean, because this food is ridiculous, and then we as the people on that, we got to seal up our economical basis, you see, so we can influence, elections too, for our interests. is because you got a lot of these coon-ass, sellout, black-ass politicians, man, from Chicago. They giving the black mayors giving migrants debit cards of $1,600 in New York. You know, you got that sorry mayor out there in Los Angeles, Karen Bass, you know, who ain't doing nothing and things of that nature, you know, as well, too. So therefore, black family, we got some very, very serious issues coming up with us, you know, with this upcoming election. And we need to form some type of economical base and supporting our own businesses. And then don't be so quick to go give these OTBs your business ideas and things of that nature right there, because you could best believe, man, they damn sure ain't giving us theirs. You know, look at Koreatown. Yeah,
all right, all right now, Shabaka.
Yeah. Okay, man. So I'll see y'all tomorrow night, man. I'm gonna check the rest of y'all out, man. Still hit you in the chat room, man. But before you going, always, come on, always, and get with me on that CMOS, man.
Anytime.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Tiasha Arthur's in the chat room. She said the fag word back in the days we wasn't saying it to gay people. We used to call each other that as a rib, but now it's an offensive word. It was an adjective of sorts back in the days. We said that's gay. Why are you doing that? We never even thought about it. We didn't think of it as being homophobic or anything. So society has changed. The definition and the understanding of certain things have changed. So now we have to talk you actually have to really be careful
like it's
and how you say it nowadays, because you can find yourself in hot water. Like Courtney said, I walk in, she's in a bad mood, and hey, baby girl, how you doing? It's like, no, I go to HR and say I felt uncomfortable. Now, I probably did make you feel uncomfortable, but in my mind, I didn't think I was. So men have to be trained. I feel like y'all should start doing training for men, male sensitivity courses. I really feel like this is a way for men to get with Team Teal. Now, I'm being real. Like, I feel like, because here's the one thing, and you notice men have an attitude when women start to talk about this stuff, because they start to feel like they are feminists. They start, and most black men are against feminism, because we know white feminists drove a wedge between black men and black women way back a long time ago. So do you all think, have you been accused of being feminist, or we have
been accused of none of the things, but what we are is we that space, right? We don't run from it. You know, we don't run from it. We don't shun from it. We try to educate and say it in a way that whomever we're talking to, especially men, they understand. The words I say with women might be different words that I say with men.
Caller, you got to turn down everything in the background. I don't want you to call me live from Juneteenth Day. I don't know who this is.
Wait, hold on, Kev. You know this Dion, so I got to get in the truck. I got to turn everything down.
Yeah.
You're going to hear the motor.
Before he speaks, I just want to add something, Kevin. There's a difference between, like you said, hey, baby, how your day going? Hey, baby girl, how your day going? Sexual harassment has to include sexual content.
Okay.
So
that's why I say the harassment starts where the discipline begins. You know what I mean?
And you just
not discipline, but the disrespect.
When you're asked not to do it again, and you continue on.
The harassment starts where the disrespect starts. You know what I mean?
And y'all know, actually, one of the accusations, and I thought that relevant and pertinent to the conversation, because one of the accusations against my brother Tierman Spencer was that he told a woman she had nice legs. Now, our conversations around this incident are different, but supposedly he asked one of the women, hey, do you run? Because you have nice legs. And so she's like, oh, no. And this is what the first charge that he was up against with the Common Council. That's why I asked that question. So I didn't, just looking for clarity on things. Dion, you've been saying some very interesting things in the chat room. Talking about,
bro, man, I'm just listening to it. I feel y'all, though, man. It's just hard for me to stomach some of it, because I live, like today's society, like, you can't tell the woman to go get a BBL. She don't want no nigga to look at that ass. She would've got that. What you gonna get a BBL for? If you ain't want to look at that ass, I'm on social media every day. I see hoes on there, got their ass showing out. They got their titties pushed together, got their tongue.
They doing that for some type of attention. You just tell me, you get on there and got your titties pushed together. You don't want nigga to jump in your inbox and be like, well, you know, what's going on with that mouth doing? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't, you know, like, I mean, I feel what these ladies saying. Wait, hold on, Kev, hold on. Every woman don't want that type of attention. I learned that from my friend Stephanie, a very beautiful woman, got a fat old booty. But she tells me she don't want that type of attention when she go places. And I started looking at a lot of beautiful women. I couldn't stand a pretty woman. I'd be like, this bitch thinks she all that. Niggas be all up in her face and shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? But a lot of women don't want that unwanted attention. But it is some that want that unwanted attention. Some of them want you to come up and be like, baby girl, what's going on? What you on? You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. Who off the damn. Some don't. You know the ones that want that attention. You know the ones don't. You know what I'm saying? Like I fuck with females every day though. I might be like, man, girl, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get all explicit talking up on her clothes and saying that because I never forget I was at Walmart. I was on a friend of my phone, Dia. I'm telling old girl, like, damn, you looking good in them jeans. Dia was like, you better stop that because that's sexual harassment. And I never really thought about that, you know, because I've been so used to doing it my entire life. You know, we be at the club, we see a little bar, you know what I'm saying? She looking good, boom, we pat her on the ass, grab her by the wrist, what's going on? We in her ear, woo out the band.
What club
Nowadays, you got this, man, I used to go to the Caribbean, Glory Days, wherever. That was a mating call. For real, you pat her on the ass, grab her by her wrist, you know what I'm saying? Get in her ear, put some game in her ear, then y'all coming home, you know what I'm saying? So,
hey, look, now let's be honest. Hey, look, let's be honest though. Like them type of women, they need some work on themselves too. Like they ain't right mentally either. That's the problem. And this is the problem right now, and that's what we getting at. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that ain't cool. It ain't cool. Like they think it's all right, but it's not. We think it's cool to do that shit, but it's
not. Dion.
You know, and that's what we saying.
Let me ask you a question.
I wouldn't do that.
Dion, let me ask you a question because I think central to this conversation is let's think about this. It has never been cool, never ever, for you to slap a woman that you don't know on her ass. I don't care. Hold on, Dion. Hold on. Now this goes into what Kamar just said. You got to think about who you dealing with if she responds to that in a positive way. Because that's a risky endeavor. There might be several different kinds of diseases.
You don't need to be messing with her anyway.
But I'm saying, Dion, it's never been cool. That's never been appropriate. Like even in our glory days, if you'd have done that, I would have said, "Say, man, what's wrong with you? You trying to get us all took to jail? Let me doing no shit like that."
I mean, you ain't finna find no good woman doing that no way.
You had to be in the place where it was happening there. You know, it wasn't like you could go to Tiny's and smack one of them old hoes on their ass. You understand what I'm saying? We down at the Caribbean. I don't know if you remember the Caribbean was on 13th. Glory days. I mean, I could just name off so many. They were going. If you didn't come out of there with smashing something that night, you was gay. Or you just woo, woo, woo. But you know, now that I'm older, I'm very particular about the women that I fuck with because I got a lot going on for myself, and I don't want to put especially when I used to hustle, I ain't never want no bras to know what I was doing because she'd send a nigga through my back doing that shit. You understand what I'm saying? But even now, I got a lot going on for myself, so I'm very particular with the women I fuck with. I told you, I just got out of throwing that motherfucker on the crap table. You know, motherfucker used to throw this motherfucker on the crap table in 3 days. If ain't nothing going on, I'm right back out here again. You understand what I'm saying? Now he's like,
he's going in and out. Dion, your CB is
going
in and out. Your phone is going in.
I ain't on no CB.
Yeah, I know it's going in.
You hear me better now?
A little bit.
Can you?
A little bit. Yeah, because you was going in.
Yeah, I think you're trying to cut me off.
No,
I'm gonna hang up.
Did anybody else notice he was going in and out? Is that me? Did anybody else notice it?
And you know what? Well, hold on. Another thing, I definitely appreciate you, my brother, for what you did for me. That's so heartfelt. From the bottom of my heart, I definitely appreciate it, man. I really love you for that, man. I definitely appreciate that. Man, I ain't lying to you, bro. If I get this pardon, nigga, we gonna go shoot up some shit at the gun range legally. You know what I'm saying? At the gun range.
Why you
for real,
scare me?
No, I'm just saying,
we're not gonna do that.
Yeah, that was definitely heartfelt, man. I love you for that, man. I definitely appreciate you for that, man. That's real shit. You know, as always, I love you niggas, man. I love all the information that y'all bring, you know what I'm saying, to help men be better men, help women be better women, help us be a better community and everything, Kev, you know what I'm saying? You can never be replaced. You always know I share the show. Always be like, I wish, you know, I be want to say a lot of shit, but I don't want you to get offended. Like, come talk y'all shit, do whatever y'all want to, man. We wide open on here, man. It's entertainment, it's educational, it's everything. You know, we gonna laugh, we gonna cry, we gonna do everything. And I love you for that, man. I love you, Bull, love you, Real. Courtney, I don't know.
Don't be acting all funny style. There you go.
You the Me Too. You the Me Too movement, though.
I am.
I love you.
I am.
Love you too, Courtney. You know, you can say about that, Courtney. I see the positive shit you doing with yourself. You raising your kids right. You doing everything. I love y'all, man. I want y'all to be safe, man. You know what I'm saying? There's so much violence going on in the community. You know what I'm saying? I hope you get a chance to discuss some of that shit that's going on too, Kev. But, you know, we got to protect ourselves. We got to protect our sisters, our community, and everything, and our sanity. So I love y'all outlaws, and I'm gone, bro.
All right. All right.
Yeah, he don't love you. That was like
Let's all take a deep breath because y'all know once Dion come through, we all got to reset our what you call it, Kamar, our what you call them, our tantric? No, not tantric. What is our chi?
Chakras? What?
Chakras, yeah. I think Dion shows you just how just uninformed men are. Like, right when you start a conversation with, yeah, man, we be looking at the little hoes and shit and all the bitches. That right there lets me know you probably gotta sit down and meditate.
Dion is the masses.
Yeah.
Dion is the masses, and that's why we have to shift. We have to shift as a community. Because as a woman, broad bitch hoe.
Man.
2024.
Talk about it.
I'm just saying, like, for me. For me.
Pop your shit. Go ahead. Like,
for me. Broad bitch hoe, there's definitely other ways we can address women, especially Black women. So for me, he's the masses. And until we shift their perspective in a way that they understand it, that's the foundation.
Okay.
And until we shift it, like we individually, collectively, because we have to shift individually to then change the community. Because I haven't heard, for me, I haven't heard a woman be called broad bitch hoe in at least 2 years in normal conversation for me.
Right.
Now, somebody else might hear broad bitch hoe every other day. That might be how they respond. That might be the level of their communication. But for me, that last 4 minutes was some of the most disrespectful conversation Zoom that I had to sit through. But I respect the outlaws.
Right.
I think
in the funnel of the freedom. But for me, since this is outlaws, broad bitch hoe.
Well, you know, I want to add on what Sam's saying.
I felt disrespected, and I don't even know Dion.
Right.
I felt disrespected as a woman, just sitting, listening to it without it being stopped. Like, hey, could you not speak like that about women? Like, there was not a, and I get that maybe this ain't the space, but sometimes it just got to get uncomfortable. Yes, bro, go ahead. That was just
build on that. Like you said, you know what I mean? You feel like you think men should do that. I think we all should do that. Because, like, I hear it every day, all day, women, little girls, bitch. You know what I mean? I feel like our Black women, the masses of our Black women have to stop looking at themselves and calling themselves that, as well as our men have to stop looking at them and calling them that. It's not just us. It's just like the conversation we have about the word nigga. You know what I mean? Like, if we really gonna get rid of the word, us Black people gotta stop using it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because see, like, okay, we're gonna stop them from doing it, but we gonna keep the word going. Well, then it's always gonna be a word of conversation. If we stop using that motherfucker and we make them stop using that motherfucker, it'll never be used again. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, so we have to take that word in the same light like we do the word nigga and just exit that motherfucker out our community, period.
have you ever asked black men why they say that? Like, you know what I'm saying? I've asked a couple black men. I'd asked my homeboy Andron, and I asked the dude I was dating, just asked him, why do y'all call women bitches? Why do you think a woman is, my bitch? And the responses you get from these grown ass men, it just,
It behooves
like
you.
we call our homeboys our dog, so our woman is the female dog. So
I ain't never
our
heard
bitch.
that.
And it's just like that's really how you came up with it. So
Courtney,
Damn.
three things about Dion. Number one, if you listen to the show, I'm always redirecting Dion about the appropriateness of him even addressing Courtney, right? And the first thing I said, and when I give Dion that buzzer, Dion knows what that means. He just stated himself. He just stated, and I'm not saying like I'm checking him, but this is our understanding of how I navigate how he comes on the show. He said himself, Kev, I know it's a lot of stuff that you don't want. He said this. As soon as he was done talking, what I said was the fact that you still refer to women, bitch, whole broad, shows me that you need some straightening. So I don't want to, Kev, you just let him do it and didn't say nothing or stop him. I let him say what he wanted to say, and then I said that is inappropriate. I don't refer to women like that. I don't talk about women like that. Nobody in 10 years of me doing this show ain't never heard me refer to a woman as a bitch or a hoe. Never. Or a broad. Never. It's never happened. So I don't endorse that, but brothers got to get it out. You got to get it out your system before you can. He's moving in a direction where he's changed his life. So it's important for him to be able to get rid of it. And that's why I have sisters like you on here who are strong. This is why I allowed you to defend yourself, Sam, because I knew it was burning you up. I knew you was like this. I should hang the fuck up off this show. I already knew
when her camera went off, I knew she had something to say.
She gone, dog. I was gonna text him.
But I love y'all for understanding me. Like this is where the foundation changes and like the community understands that none of us is alone. Like somebody is at home listening to us. Like, yes, I agree. I feel it. I'm with it. So thank you. Yes, I was. But I get that we got to get uncomfortable for change. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know what I'm saying?
One thing we always prided ourselves on Outlaw Radio was being able to have different types of black men also on our show. You know what I'm saying? Of all arrays. You know what I mean? We get to see all of us. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's important because we also get to see different personality types, different thought processes, the way different people think. You know what I mean? So you get all of this when you're watching our show.
Well, also black women too, because how many black women have I had on my show as a co-host? We've always made sure we had a black woman's perspective. So that's there. I loved my mama. I had a great relationship with her. I'm not wounded like that. And I straighten my own homeboys when they are behaving inappropriately towards women. I say, hey man, you need to freeze that shit, dog. That shit ain't cool, man. Don't be doing that, man. You 15? Like it's for us, we say be the change you want to see, right? And so when I got homeboys, that's how they talk. To be honest with you, I got a lot of homeboys. This is exactly how they talk. And I'm always saying to them, hey man, well shit, maybe you need to stop fucking with bitches and hoes then and start fucking with some women. Until they do that, they will never understand. They'll never be enlightened. So,
Thank you, Kevin.
And that's what we also, like us brothers, we got to be able to jump back in the fire so we can pull our brothers out. You know what I mean? So when we get to them, we got to let them talk. We got to be able to talk to them the way that they talk, the way that they understand it, so we can get to them, so we can be understandable to each other. You know what I mean? And that's one of the good things about being able to kick it like that. You know what I mean? Having different brothers on the show, so we also learning how to navigate and showing others.
Dion just that badass little kid that come out when you got company and show his ass.
That's my dude. I've been knowing him for
that
years.
on purpose. He wanted that reaction. He wanted the smoke you gave him, Sam. He enjoyed it.
But it also teaches some other stuff too. It teaches young black men of what not to be like and what not to talk like, because and then you guys show two different lanes. I don't consider there's a difference between a black male and a black man.
Okay.
The black men that I'm around, don't talk like that, don't move like that, don't they operate like kings in real life.
Okay.
Then you got some black, white, whatever males that talk
Right.
similar to that.
Right.
And
So
they
it's a
operate
separation
around
too.
those type of women that identify as such.
Yeah, so it's a difference, you know what I mean? And I respect the fact that you guys create a safe place for people to be them. And you don't know who they are until they operate in it. So you can't even help them if you don't know where the areas of helping needs to
Right.
take place. So I do want to say that, like, I even when I watch her show, I see different variances of different calibers of men and males that come on here, that even women, you know, that you guys had on the show.
And listen,
So yeah, it's a different shift, but I get what Sam was saying as well.
Oh
I,
yeah.
I ain't going, like, I don't, I literally don't have a male around me that talks like that.
I can tell you right now, if my wife was listening to this show, when he started that, she cut it off. And she'll tell me, yeah, I cut it off when your friend was, being an H. And I don't expect real women to look at that kind of behavior.
Thank you. Say it louder. Say it real loud.
I don't expect that. I would expect any woman who's, who has any kind of self-love to say, he ain't talking to me.
hey, look, that's what I said earlier.
Say it loud,
and if a girl identify with it, you probably don't want to be with her anyway.
You can be intimidated by being expected to do right. And so a lot of brothers are going to cater to that woman who they could talk with like that, because when you keep it real with her, she's going to hold you accountable. And you got to show and prove. It ain't just, oh, baby, I do it. Nigga, when you going to do it? I need it done yesterday.
Tell me.
So, right. So, let me get my chat room, because Tiarsha said, sound like your dad set you up to get cussed out. My dad taught me don't let a mofo talk crazy to me. Funny thing is, my father never put my mother in her place in his life, but that's what he told us, right? Like, because he knew my mother wasn't going either. It would have been skillet swinging. So, but it was the mantra of a woman has her place. That's what we were taught as young men. A woman is to be seen and not heard. Even to this day, you say, man, your woman run you, because a lot of women do. A lot of women they got the men that they can say, no, and he'll say, oh, damn, dog, I can't even go. My girl said, and I don't know if he's being abused or beaten or whatever. I'm just saying, we've always looked at it like a man's supposed to be the head of the household, and there's supposed to be respect for him and his perspective in the home. But that don't mean abuse your power. Like, you come in the house, you ain't supposed to be talking about, bitch, where my plate at? You shouldn't have a plate, right? So I'm just saying, some brothers say, Kev, that's how I got it. More power to you, man. More power to you. Vince says, based on what these women are saying, our teenage boys and girls are sexualized. I think everything is sexualized nowadays, Vince. I think it's oversaturation.
Sexualized.
Yeah.
Because everything is at your fingertips. It's different now. You know what I mean? Back in the day, they used to steal their daddy porns from the basement, and they love magazines. Now they can Google anything. They can see anything.
And then they also teaching sexualization of little babies, damn near. You know what I mean? About where it's okay for you to be a girl if you're a boy. It's okay if you think you want to be a boy. And like, you know what I mean? They teaching that shit to them way too early. Like, they shouldn't even be thinking about none of that.
Shout out to Ice Moan in the chat room. He said, sound like an Ice Moan type of party. Shawty thick. They're the song. We won't. Like, it's and you go in the club and who's dancing to that song? Once again, I'm not excusing any inappropriate behavior. I don't care if the woman butt naked, bent over on the dance floor. That don't give you the right to assault her.
Amen.
But a lot of us have encountered women who are opposite of sisters like y'all, who will say, shit, I'm down for whatever. It's, yeah, you say, hey, bitch, hey, how you doing? Like, they want the guy who's chivalrous, the one who's nice, he's the square.
But she might be so vulnerable, Kevin, from when she was 12 years old. She never really healed. So she trying to find her father. So maybe she into when the men, say things to her in a provocative way. That's what she's used to, right? So we got to think about that too. I know we're getting to the end of it, but people's mindset, what somebody else considers as normal or common sense, some people don't have that common sense. You're talking to women that are healed and healing, right? There's some women and some humans that their mindset is still back when they were being molested. So now that they're an adult, when it comes to somebody showing them any kind of attention,
Right.
it's looked at as a positive. So I just want to put that out there. The mindset of individuals and the vulnerability of humanity is so serious right now, and people definitely take advantage of the vulnerable. And the ages can go from low to high. So I just want to throw that out there because sometimes that mindset is still in that abusive state of mind, even with them growing up and getting older.
Dion, I don't know how relevant that question is. How many of these ladies are married? I don't know how relevant that is. I'm going through my chat room. He says, I take none of this serious. Oh my God. Well, you lit the flame. Look,
it must hit a nerve. If you a survivor, Dion, you can say you a survivor. If you a thriver, Dion, or if you know somebody that's been sexually assaulted, you can say that, King. You can just say that.
Come on in. Come on in. You say the doors of the church is open. Scott Emerson says, so baby girl is offensive now. Scott, in the world
nobody
we live
said
in,
that.
Yeah, he's I guess he was just I'm late on my chat room, y'all, because when the conversation get to flowing, I forget about the chat room. So I have to catch up because people get at me like Courtney, who's normally like, Kev, come on. Ewok says, I knew Dion would do it. I think everybody who listens to the show Dion was going to do something.
They was waiting on it.
Knew he was finna take off.
Right. Stephanie Bowles, she said, punch him dead in his eye. Right. if he slapped her on the booty. Listen, I meant to say that when he was talking about the booty thing. I wanted to say, how many drinks did you get through in your face? Because I've seen sisters turn around in the club.
Or how many fingers is he missing? Because ain't no way you finna grab my and me not react in some type of
there you go.
strong manner to let you know not to do that no more. That's person.
That's Queen Latifah on Unity. He said, yeah, me bitch, and laughed. She said, I punched him dead in his eye. I don't know if y'all remember the Queen Latifah.
Yeah, I remember that.
He said I had my cutoff shorts on. And one of them felt my booty. He was nasty. Right. Yeah, I would expect that, D. And I bet you got slapped a lot. Baba Cuckoo said they loved it. He put a clown face behind it. Are you serious?
No, he talking about what Dion was talking.
Oh, he said hang up. Oh, he said hang up on that clown. It's just so much turmoil and strife, man. We got more beef than a bunch of black comedians. Scott said Dion is describing what white women who skimp up in the gym and get offended that men look at them working out. What white women are worried about men. Okay, so he's talking about Scott is white, y'all. He's saying Dion's describing what white women who skimp up in the gym and get offended that men look at them working out. So he said he's not the masses. He said, oh, he's not the masses. At least God, I hope he isn't. Otherwise, scratching my head. There's a lot of men with this mentality in Milwaukee, man. I'm trying to tell you. Vince said, I've been in these high schools. Our teenagers talk bitch, hoe, slut to the nth degree. The next generation, that's how they talk in the schools. Yeah, we got some issues in our schools, definitely with our, with our young people. Somebody got to go in there and teach them about emotional intelligence and emotional maturity. Like that's why I asked
some
about
adults need to learn it, and that's the crazy part. Like,
say that
it's super rough, like, because you see it in the schools, elementary, high school, but then you also see it in their parents, their grandparents, who really they react out of feelings and emotions and not out of fact. That's why a prison system, that's why there was an increase in domestic violence during COVID, because people are reacting out of feelings and things that were prior hurt, all of the things, you know what I mean?
This is why I asked about the statistics in the beginning, because I knew that at one point domestic violence and men murdering women in the city of Milwaukee. We talked about this on the show. We talked about at one point it was just madness where every other week it was some man killing a woman after he had domestically abused her for a very long time. So statistically, what I started looking at is, okay, these things are up. They're trending in the wrong direction. So I like what Crystal just said. That's why I try to pay attention to, of course, I work with people. I don't work with numbers, but I pay attention to the statistics as well, because I like to measure off the degree of difficulty and accuracy between the two. So thank you for kind of clarifying what I've been trying to say for the last 2 hours.
But like Till said, it's hard to define numbers when there's reported versus unreported.
Got you. That was the variable. That's the variable.
That's a huge variable.
That's what I was looking for. I'm only looking for answers, y'all. I don't want no problem.
I'm gonna zoom out. It's been so real with y'all on tonight. I have to get ready to go.
Thank you for coming.
Real, you didn't say anything. Real, is your name Real, right?
Yeah.
How you doing? You good?
No, I'm just taking it all in. Just listening to everybody talking, just understanding how you know things do shift. You know, at one point in time, something that may have been considered lawful or normal may have shifted to now being considered taboo. So it's kind of just a reminder that what's cool today might not be cool tomorrow. So you never know. You never know what you're gonna be drawing up on.
There you go. My sister, thank you for coming. Give us some more detail about your event before you go.
Yes. So yet again, tomorrow is Paint the City Teal Day, our 11th annual event. If you can't make it to any of the events tomorrow, just make sure you get downtown to the Home Bridge and see the seas of teal. And also throughout the month of April, just remember to wear teal. Teal is the color for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Wear denim. Denim Day is coming up on the 24th of April in solidarity of a case that happened in Italy where a young woman, 19 years old, went in. She had a driving test. Her driving instructor raped her. She went in to prosecute the judge. The judge told her that she must have helped the rapist take her pants down because they were so tight. So now Denim Day is an international day of solidarity for all sexual assault survivors internationally. And it's always the last Wednesday of April, which this year is April 24th. So again, if you need any further conversation around Sexual Assault Awareness Month, or just to come to an organization that understands, please reach out to us. We're on social media. We're on all Team Teal 365 outlets. And one of the biggest things we want to leave you with is 3 words. We believe you. So.
Got you. Thank you for coming, my sister. Welcome back anytime.
Thank you so much, Outlaws.
When it's time for us to go at each other, come on back when you want. Dion will call in again.
And I'll be ready. Let's be clear. One thing about me, I stay ready. And I'm a woman of integrity. So I'm not going to go back and forth and do other things. But I do understand that we're all different. I'm always ready for a good debate. I'm always ready to teach and also to learn. You know what I'm saying? So just know that. That's really important. No matter where I am, no matter what title, I'm always becoming. I'm always learning. So I thank you. And I welcome all the heat. And everybody that know me know that. So bring Dion, whoever you got, run it up. But make sure they got something to stand on.
It's only one.
Stand on that. So appreciate
it's only one,
you.
Dion. Yes, no doubt.
Team Teal 365. Thank you guys so much.
Now, my sister Crystal, I don't know if you want to stick around or if you got to go too. So it's
been a long day, baby.
Go ahead.
We got a long day tomorrow. But this was dope. And I appreciate y'all for opening up this dialogue, because I believe that some people have a changed perspective because of this show tonight. And I see your chat room is juking. So that tells a lot of people got questions. A lot of people got comments around it. And that's the whole purpose of this. It's to open up the dialogue, because some people really don't know. That's like you said, like, I don't know. You kept saying harassment, sexual harassment. It's so many terms out there just to really understand the differences, where coercion is involved, where power, you know what I mean? That's super dope that you're willing to learn and show people that are watching that you're willing to learn, which then allows them the space to learn as well. So I appreciate y'all.
No problem.
Appreciate literally everybody on here is has been and is a customer of Control C. So definitely shout out to y'all for always tapping into Control C and everything that we do. So yeah, pull up tomorrow. It's going down. Y'all gonna really, really love it. So definitely pull up.
Peace. And always welcome back anytime you want to come back.
That's right.
All right. Have a dope rest of your evening, y'all.
Yes, ma'am. Good night. Good night. Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night. All right. Listen, outlaw be outlawing, right? This is what we do. Now, Courtney, you've been quiet because you're the resident, you the sister, you the one on the panel.
Because I be ruffling feathers, and everybody be thinking I'm a woman, or just because I'm with certain organizations and I'm agree with certain things, and I don't always agree with everything. And they be like, wait a minute. So sometimes I just be letting people get their part out because I just
Well, no, but you are an outlaw. So is what
and I be outlawing. So sometimes I just keep it, I be like rail, and I just sit there and listen and take it in.
Okay. Because if there's any part of the conversation
you
that you
don't want to in a sensitive subject like this, I'd rather be quiet than to be triggering, I guess I would say.
Because shit.
This was one of those things to where it triggers a lot of people and it makes a lot of people on the offensive. They're gonna attack you. But like I said, when she said how I'm so quiet, it's like I'm just taking in how things change. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people who familiar with the Bible, they don't understand that a person was bar mitzvahed at 14, meaning that a girl was considered marrying age at 14. Now this is in the Bible. Now I'm not saying that it justifies shit or am I promoting it, but I like to give knowledge on shit. Because a lot of things change because it might be a part of culture, might be a part of times. I mean, even with what we say before, our great grandfathers might have been 19 with a 14-year-old grandmama. So I don't want to say anything that adversely affects the message, because I don't want to be I didn't want to be that guy. Well, this here is that, and what do you say about this here? Because like Kamara was saying, they're here to shed light on their event, not have debates about cultural norms and taboos and shit.
That's right, Real.
Yeah, but it's still, you should have said all that shit.
See, now look at you.
Hold on. Listen,
I don't argue.
Once again, for me, my thing is this, and this is me, Real, and you are an individual. You've proven that to us millions of times. But for me, I can't get an understanding until it's all put out there. Like if I gotta walk on eggshells, or if I can't say something, or if I can't express something without a person losing their fucking control of themselves, then I don't get anything from those interactions. See, right? And you're not gonna get anything from me by asking me shallow, simplistic questions. Because I'm gonna be like, this dude ain't too intellectually strong. And I'd laugh at you.
With me, if I don't agree with something, it's like, okay, well, that's how they do it. I'm gonna do it my thing. Because there's women who stand at attention when you say bitch. I'm not gonna even lie. As an intelligent man, I'm able to deal with women of all frequencies. I deal with goddesses. I deal with hoes. I deal with anything in between, and I can conduct myself with any frequency of woman. You know what I'm saying? So, like, again, I understand that woman, and rightfully so. She don't want to hear that shit. Especially as a woman, it could be triggering, and sometimes people become hypersensitive to shit. That's just like with niggas, with everything is racist. Sometimes a lot of things could be misogynist to certain people who've experienced certain pains. So with me, it'll just be like, yeah, that's how they feel. And just like how I used to be in church, it'd be like, yeah, that's what he's saying to the congregation, but I move my way. I don't gotta explain how I move or ask for permission for how I move.
I wanna give Kamar credit, because Kamar did something tonight I've never seen him do. Kamar didn't when the shit get thick, Kamar just kind of backs out and watches it go. But tonight he steps in and says, hold on. That ain't what we here for. You don't want to go into this back. I said, look at Kamar with his host pants on.
Let me reel this. I feel like I had to reel it back in, man.
Welcome to my world. So now everybody who cares, why you did that? I'm like, sometimes you gotta reel this shit
it was
in.
It was taken off into a debate.
It's dope. I love it.
You know what I mean? Over some other stuff, and it was getting off for the light of the subject.
Right, about the event and what they do.
Well, I think they had a good time. I tried to give them a lot of time in the beginning I feel like they spoke about the event a lot. And then the conversation kind of evolved and, you know, it's organic. So, and I tell people this all the time. We have never edited a show. Every show we do is live.
They see it.
And I tell y'all this. Most of the time when we get on this show, nobody knows what the fuck I'm going to talk about except myself.
That's true.
Very true.
That's why these conversations just flow. Like we
just know the topic. And
it's like it's a surprise every week.
From there.
Right. What are you talking about? What do you mean 2 left shoes? What is
right?
Oh shit, Kevin on some shit tonight.
You're playing Pictionary.
My son gave me the business over the weekend about the presentation of the show. He's like, Dad, you just old. So he's going to start coming in doing reels and stuff. And he did one last night and it went through the roof. Just like, I said, damn, that many people watch that shit? He's like, Dad, nobody wants to hear you talk for 2 hours. Wrap it up, B. Let me get fast.
It'd be a long time. It'd definitely be a long time. It'd be a long time.
So shout out to little Junior, man. He said, Dad, we going to have to work on this. I feel like I'm going to have to produce a show for him in return, though. So I'm going to get him. Let me catch this chat room up before we get out of here. Jeff Crape, shout out to you. He said, pure and enlightening conversation, family. This is the conversation that needs to happen. I hope sometimes our goal is to make you uncomfortable. I think it has to happen, not to offend you. See, there's a difference in being uncomfortable and offended, right? Because you could be saying something that I'm just like, man, this is weird. The energy just changed as opposed to
a good question can have you uncomfortable.
A job interview. That's what it's designed for. We want to, Mr. Barnes, can you tell us about a time? Like, shit, I don't work 30 goddamn jobs.
Right.
I remember one time I tried to come up with this, like, shit, I'm uncomfortable, dog. It says these days we hear more women call each other those words than men. Ooh, truth.
Bet you still got me blocked. I don't even know how that happened.
I don't understand that either because I never knew y'all had
what I get blocked for. Ain't nobody on here blocked but me. Like,
right. What's the deal? What's the deal? Vince is like, I'll tell you later, Kevin. When men get around men, that's a different conversation that most women will never understand or want to hear. Oh my God, that is thorough. I'm here to tell you, and I know women. Let's go in my Bill Cosby voice. I know women when they talk amongst each other about us. Sometimes it's shit we don't want to hear. Girl, he thought he was doing something last night with, who's you with, girl? Glowworm? Yeah, girl, you know, I had his little pinky ass over there. He just be we don't want it. Your ego is crushed.
That's really why y'all don't need to go through our phones, because a lot of time it ain't even us cheating. It's us talking shit maybe with a friend. Yeah, and his old dumb ass. You know, it don't even be cheating. Your feelings gonna get hurt. Man, that's what you think about me.
Now the flip side is being in the locker room. Y'all don't want to hear some of the stuff that brothers talking about. It's the nature of men and it's the nature of women. I get it. And sometimes when we come to the table to talk, we can't remove our bias, right? You know what I'm saying? And so you can't hear what the other side is saying. So definitely, Vince, that's very true. Scott says, shit, Kamara's my new favorite black conservative. After he threatened your life.
What did I say? I wonder what I said to make him feel like that, right?
Oh, shit. Kamara, God, you did okay. I like that. Well, we all growing, man. Mac Moan said, listen, sex sells. It's the world we live in. Just be respectful of it. But these women are embarrassing these new female artists that talk about sex in their records. Hell, they singing this shit every day. This is why I was trying to get to my chat.
And you know, that's what I was talking about earlier when I was talking about the word nigga and the word bitch. Like, okay, you know what I mean? It's just like the word nigga. If we gonna stop using it. You know what I mean? We gotta stop using it first because we already holding them to using it in front of us. You know what I mean? So now if we stop using it and we holding these other motherfuckers from calling this, that, and using it, the word will be irrelevant unless they in their own homes talking about it somewhere. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be a word no more because we'd never hear it again.
Shabaka
So
says,
even with the word bitch, if we took that out, same thing. We'd never hear it again. If women,
yeah, give me my 15 seconds. So I
Oh
can
man,
get out
where
of
you
here.
come from?
is this Rock?
We walk, baby.
Oh, my bad. Ewok, my
You never
God,
hung up.
you should have coughed or something. Shit.
hey, Kev, I'm gonna tell you,
Wait for you to get to your chat room.
You'd never know he wasn't.
Hey, I just wanted to say though, man. Hey, man, you know I talk more shit than a little bit, but I called in. I was measured in the motherfucker. Like, oh shit, I approach this shit, man.
I saw you, Ewok. Well, I just want to know.
I'm measured as hell. I was measured to the motherfucker. Like, man, I better not say the wrong shit tonight.
Hey, you sounded a little nervous. I heard a little tremble in your voice. You was like, I just want to know.
No, motherfucker. No, it wasn't that.
Let me say something, though.
She said Courtney agreed with me. When she said Courtney agreed with me, I was like, all right, I didn't fuck up.
What's that my nigga?
Go ahead, Kumar.
I think in a lot of situations, in most situations, you know what I mean, our delivery is everything. So I think that's smart to be conscious of that like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because we all understood, you know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't trying to, you know what I mean, hurt nobody's feelings or nothing, but he was trying to get the thought out. And a lot of the time, that's one of the problems. We don't we scared that we gonna hurt somebody's feelings just from trying to get a thought out. Even so, like making these hard conversations are really hard.
That's what I'm saying. Don't shoot the messenger. This is why in the beginning of the show, I'm like, listen, I'm gonna ask questions.
Right.
This is me. This is since I've been 5. My mama say, God damn it. I'm going to ask if it's something that I don't know. Or if I think my perspective is a little bit off, I'm gonna say, well, shit, I thought. You feel me? Look, dude, listen, I didn't have a sister growing up. My mama was the only woman in the house. I didn't know nothing about nothing when it comes to living with a woman. My wife say cramps. I say, well, shit, you need to get some Gatorade or you need to drink some water because I played football. And when you was cramping in football, you needed to drink some water or some Gatorade. She like, nigga, not the same thing. I had no clue. But I would have never found out if I didn't say, why don't you eat a banana or something? She like, and I'm coaching football at the time. So she like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you said cramp. You need to drink some water. She like, nigga, are you a caveman? Yes, I am. I told y'all I was raised by old black Southern men from Mississippi who listen to the blues and wear church shoes and church socks with blue jeans in the summer and be sitting around a van playing Bobby Blue Bland all day. This is who raised me. So the whole sensitivity thing for me is new. It's because my uncles shit. My uncle, you don't even want to hear some of the advice that I got from my uncles growing up.
But I think with a lot of men, with y'all, I think for y'all to have the sensitivity is just to imagine your daughter in these situations. Imagine your daughter in the club full of a whole bunch of Deons. Every nigga she walk past, pow, 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 grabbing wrists, slapping ass. Just imagine that. Like, God damn, niggas.
You don't want us to imagine that.
Well, of course you don't, but just, you know, that's men.
Then our daughters will never make it out the house.
You know, that kind of gives you the sensitivity for women. Like that.
I'll be at the club with her.
Like, I teach my daughters to and again, because you know, like I said, when you get on topics like this, not this ain't no victim blaming or no shit like that. But I teach my daughters to be aware of the message you are communicating. Right. And again, like I said on the previous show, the issue is people do things almost like the experiment with the monkeys in the ladder. I don't know if y'all ever talked about that shit, but how there was like a bunch of monkeys in the experiment where they put bananas on the top of the ceiling, and the monkeys would grab the ladder and go to get the bananas. But if they did that, the scientists would spray all the other monkeys to the point where whenever they seen a monkey going to the ladder, the other monkeys would jump on them and beat them up. And eventually they start rotating monkeys out to the point where none of the monkeys in the experiment ever got beat up, ever got sprayed by the water hose, but they would beat each other up for going towards the ladder. So like that's how I say about that makeup shit. Like people just put makeup on because I want to feel good. Why do you want to? How does that make you feel good about yourself? I feel attractive. Okay, what makes you attractive? They don't get beyond that part. Okay, again, I'm imitating the body's arousal to sexual stimulation. So I teach my daughters that shit. Okay, you putting on that makeup to imitate sexual stimulation. You going into an environment that motherfuckers are heavily inebriated, so it affects their right and wrong decision making. And it's an environment where there's nothing but misogyny and violence being promoted through blaring ass speakers. So to think about my daughters in that situation, if they end up in that situation, they've been warned, they've been educated, and that's just that to that.
I think the thing to that is my wife's interactions with my daughter are to the point where she wouldn't be in a place like that.
Exactly.
She's gonna say, Dad, that's not I'm not going in there. She could stand in line for 5 minutes and be like, girl, we don't need to be in here.
Right. I know what kind of environment.
Right. So she's gonna go in an environment that she's comfortable in, and she's not gonna go just with her because she'd be mad at her girlfriend. Like I told you.
Days.
Right. I mean, you know, and if you've been in the bars, I can tell you this, those bars Dion was talking about.
Yeah.
Sometimes those women in there grabbed you. Sometimes they hit you on your ass, and you had to grab.
They was selling pussy in them bars. They was selling pussy in glory days back in the day, man.
And crack.
Like, so they expected niggas to fill on their ass.
Yeah, he going somewhere where some
so again, to go back to what I said earlier, you know what I mean? The women that respond to that type of shit ain't the type of woman you need to be trying to holler at if you looking for a woman.
So
it all depends on what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
I mean,
I remember what he say on Vampire in Brooklyn. Sometimes you can push a $2 hoe to her limit. I don't.
If you get your piece of evil ass,
right? Woo! See, we right back to this locker room shenanigan shit. So Baki said we also have to look at what slavery did to us. Dion said never, no cap. He said, I'm never going to fuck with a woman who think her nuts is bigger than mine.
Oh.
He sure did.
Right.
Where'd that come from?
I think because Dion he felt some kind of way. If I didn't read the comments Dion was actually putting in before, like when I was talking about the old school, how men used to treat him, Dion was like the good old days and all this. So I'm like, you know what? I ain't gonna read the comment because he gonna call in pretty soon.
I think with certain topics though, you know what I mean. We can't make it seem like we glorifying the days of old. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where a lot of it comes. Because see, like when we make it seem like when it sound like we glorifying the days of old, it's almost like we disrespecting what's happening now.
But some people do glorify it. Some people
I know. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Most people do. But we now thinking like if we talking about learning a new way, like we have to use the days of old as learning tools.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you this, Kamar. I'm gonna be honest because
have to teach off.
It's been full disclosure for me. I've had some of them days was the greatest days of my life, and I'm gonna tell you,
we had fun
as a young man, and I can tell you, being young, being in the club, got my little clothes on, got my little drink. If one came to me with an indecent proposal,
we was with the shit. I get it.
Let's go. Where my keys at? Like, I wasn't like she's harassing me. I'm like, yo, for real.
Yeah, I know, but that's the whole. This is the whole point of the conversation. You know what I mean? We got to use that shit to teach now. Like, okay, well. You know what I mean? We understand now that something was wrong with that girl for even thinking like that.
No, it's some good women out here who I listen. I was a teacher for MPS. I've had a career. And listen, hear me clearly.
We're talking about the girls in the club, bro. You still talking about in the club. You're talking about being a teacher.
I'm not. Listen to what I'm saying.
Your analogy was just the club.
Okay, listen at what I'm saying.
Finish.
Listen at what I'm saying. I was talking about being out and being treated inappropriately, but I can also tell you as a professional,
Right.
Who's been in the schools, who's been in a bunch of different organizations that I will say no names of. There have been some very inappropriate women who were professionals, who had degrees, who had what you would think is class,
educated,
all of that. Like, just
so if a man is wrong who got all those degrees, so is she.
She is too. I'm not saying she wasn't.
That's my point.
I'm not saying
so
she
she's
wasn't.
wrong.
What I'm saying is I enjoyed it. That's what I'm saying. That's my point. I ain't say whether she was right or wrong.
Right,
I'm not
saying we talking about this shit like we glorifying.
I'm not. Nah, I'm gonna tell it how it is. Say, man, I had a goddamn good time. I went.
Yeah, we did, but that don't mean it was right. Is what I'm saying.
Nobody got hurt.
That's all that's the point I was trying to make when you was referencing the club. I was trying to say that, yeah, we did that, we had fun, but that don't mean it was right.
I feel like it wasn't even such bad times back then. Now, some of that stuff Dion was talking about, I don't know, maybe it was a little wild, but we had decent times, and a lot of people didn't look at it as disrespect or as fucked up. But, I will say, as an adult woman that's 36, I feel like I've experienced more sexual assault, sexual harassment in my adult years than in my teenage years. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like way more now than when I was a teenager. Yeah, it may have been older niggas trying to talk to us and shit like that, but the shit that be going on now, the way motherfuckers be getting, harassed and shit at work, on the street, wherever the fuck you at, and the way women getting assaulted, it's a lot more now at this age than when I was a teenager. It really is.
I think too, we got to prepare our young men, especially if they moving and grooving. Because I plan to have a conversation with my son, because he's going to leave home and he's going to be a ball player. He's going to be in school. I'm going to say, listen, you're going to get chosen. You're going to get chose. You're going to go in these clubs and these women are going to throw themselves at you. I want you to recognize red flags. First of all, anytime there's alcohol or drugs involved, head for the hills. It's a trap. Secondly, you look at this girl and you consider the way she's acting. Now, she's saying, I choose you. Because there's such thing as I choose you as opposed to I choose everybody.
Right.
Sometimes it's that one who says, no, he can get it. Like, on the real. I ain't fuck all these guys. And you'll have homies who say, man, everybody been trying to holler at old girl. And she might just say, look, where you going tonight? Like, you got to teach. Our young men have to be taught. What Dion is, the way Dion talks, I'm going to tell you, if you're not a street dude, you don't understand it. Dion is, that what he's talking is 100% street. This is how it is on the block. That's how brothers talk on the block when they're in the trenches. He talking about dope dating and $40 and all that. That's not even gentlemanly. Yeah. That's not.
Yeah.
At this point, as old as I am now, I'm supposed to be a little bit further along than that. But I understand what he's saying because, like I said, I got homies his age and older who still talk like that. And we'll tell you in a minute, man, please, I'll tell her. I still got family members who say, man, I smack the shit out that bitch if she said that to me. And I'll be like, bro, you still hitting women in 2024? And they get away with it. It's out there.
Well, yeah.
So I'm just saying. So when Kamar says, yeah, it wasn't right, there's some things that you do learn from. Like, I never drink that much gin again and just go home with anybody. You learn that. But some of it's like, man, I had a good time. I had my little suit on and shit. Had my little fade, and she said, you smell good. You was like, so it was a good time. Nobody got hurt.
We just talking about, well, yeah, it was good times. I mean, but really, let's be real. We just talking about certain situations during them years.
Right.
We did have a lot of good times. I ain't saying we didn't have fun. I'm just saying, like, a lot of the stuff that we pointing out that's wrong, we can't make it sound like we glorifying it. Because then if we make it sound like we glorifying it, the brothers behind us, they gonna want to try the same shit. They gonna figure that's the right thing to do because they was so cool. They had so much fun. Well, we got to use it to teach off of this shit now. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can go out and have fun without the disrespect.
Yeah, absolutely. Or inappropriateness.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
I think you gotta be able to observe all angles, though. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even like a glorifying thing. Because to be honest, I've worked in a office environment since 2008. So I've seen was casual workplace flirting for one person?
My work husband.
is harassment if they don't like the nigga. You know what I'm saying? I've seen the same conversations between two different motherfuckers. One motherfucker, she cheesing and following him around.
We seen that growing up in school. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So
one little boy touched the little girl and she don't say nothing because she like him. But then when the boy she don't like, the little ugly one, who everybody call ugly toucher, teacher, he just touched me.
And that's why I say we have to be able to be real enough to observe it from all angles and be real about how confusing it could be for some niggas when it's like, damn, I thought it was a goal because I seen 3 niggas just touch your ass and you giggled and touched their chest. And I did it. And, I mean, this ain't never happened to me because I ain't never did no shit. But
I ain't talking about me. I'm talking about the other niggas.
but like I said, because I've been in the office and it's always a go with me. Like I don't have to.
That's right.
Well, see, that's also why we got to get ourselves right, so we don't be that third brother that come along.
Right? Yeah, you don't want to be him, right? The dude,
you know what I mean? You might be the motherfucker that she didn't like. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you the hugger. You where my hug? We always laugh about that.
See, and that's
where my hug ass nigga.
Yeah, we laugh about that. I always be saying, Kev, you ain't the hugger, are you? You ain't talking about where my hug. Like,
there's some niggas like that in my life right now, and I'm like, I don't give hugs. What the fuck? So you ain't gonna give me no hug, and that be the harassment part. If I already said no, get the fuck on. Come on, so you don't give hugs.
See now, and
hug. Why you ain't gonna get?
I see that as an issue, but like, so I guess what I'm learning through this is it doesn't have to be continuous to, I guess the first offense could be considered harassment. You be like, damn, all that ass. Oh my God.
Because
the definition.
You didn't say, hey, chill with that shit. And it's like, oh my bad.
The definition has changed. Like I said, it is expanded.
You know, and that's what I'm saying. Shit always changed. Back when Bill Cosby was joking about the Spanish fly, he done said that shit on plenty nighttime shows. Yeah, there's a Spanish fly, you put it in a drink, and they giggling about the shit on the show. 30, 40 years later, he doing time. That's why I was like, shit changes. Like, shit, in 10 years, you might get did you ever put a peach emoji in the status to a chick? It's no telling. Like, shit always change. Like I said, motherfuckers was getting married at 12.
Dion crazy ass is on the line. Mr. Controversy. What's happening, Dion? What's up, man?
Oh man, nothing, man. I'm just like for real. But you know what though? Everything what y'all saying is real. I appreciate you guys for having my back 100. But you know, like you said, man, I'm a street nigga, man, and I you know, it ain't nothing gonna change about that though. You know, like. I was talking to my lady friend today, right? You know, she live in Chicago. She asked me why I love Memphis so much. And even though, don't get me wrong, I know it's fucked up. You know, we kill each other, this, that, but I love ratchet, violence, talking shit. Where you, like, niggas get down on your ass if you look at them. You know what I'm saying? So when I refer to that, you know, I hope none of them young ladies took that, you know, like they said, don't take that shit personal. You know what I'm saying? That's just how niggas talk out here. You know, I'm going to always stay true to who I am. You feel what I'm saying, though? Like, I never ever, and you can ask my broad this, you know, I don't even call her a broad. But you can ask my ex-girl, I never refer to her as a bitch. Because if I refer to her as a bitch, then I don't need to be with her. But I talk about other women in general like that. You feel what I'm saying? You know, like, far as personal, you know, I got a daughter, man. My daughter 30 years old. My daughter has been through everything them women said. You know, my daughter been raped. My daughter sold pussy. She danced, all that. When I got out of prison in 2007, my daughter was 13. I looked her in her eyes and I said, look, you're going to be 18 pretty soon. The world ain't going to give a fuck about you. She smiled and thought it was funny. Next thing I know, I see her dancing. I had selling pussy, shaking ass. Now, my daughter, I had to sit back and think about that the other day. You know what I'm saying? Because now she's a stone cold dope fiend. 30 years old, love dope. That's all she want to do, shoot heroin. I don't give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? And it might sound harsh to say that because that's my daughter, but I gave you the warning before destruction. You understand what I'm saying? But I had to really sit down and think about it one day. My daughter was everything I hated about a woman. I don't like whores. If you're a promiscuous ass woman, I hate your gut. Like when I see those women on the internet, they make me sick because you stinking ass funky bitch. You would sit up here and show your ass and titties and do all that, and then as soon as the nigga jump in your inbox, it don't be They be like, girl, these thirsty ass niggas, this, that, and the other. Why is you putting it out there like that though? But for a woman, they got class, they got elegance about herself. She is a woman. See, it's women out here. It's 100% women out here. You got hoes out here, you got bitches, you got traps, you got sluts. Even now, I was listening to the ladies talking. I'm like, well, I never heard them say nothing about the bulldaggers out here. It's some aggressive bulldaggers. If they be on the women, they be like, girl, I eat you up and all this, that, and the other. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, it's just, you know, like you said, Kevin, when you come into a room full of animals, man, you got to talk like them. Like, you know, I mean, and then, like I said, I should have called back. I don't want none of those women because they conducted themselves like pure women. They conducted themselves like ladies with elegance and style, and that's how I would treat them. You understand what I'm saying? But there's women out here, and they probably might, in their head, be like, girl, this bitch, you know, we going to pray for her. You know what I'm saying? Even though, you know, she probably have been through some things and things like that, because a lot of this behavior that is learned behavior. I didn't grow up like, I didn't come out like this. I seen my uncles be players and pimps. You understand? I idolized them niggas. You understand what I'm saying? So, for me to be a man, you know what I thought a man was? How many hoes you fuck? Every notch on your belt. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm talking about I was getting notches, and I didn't care if I got a hook or crook. Like you said, I got whatever, you know. And then I have to slow down on that now because I'm a lot older. I don't want to catch a disease. I respect the women that I deal with because I can't go out here and sleep with a woman and go back home. What's up?
But you do understand the way you brought a different kind of energy. And I like that you're taking time now because I know you put this is kind of like an act, right? Like, not that you fronting.
No, I'm a thorough nigga,
not that you fronting, and I'm not saying your street cred ain't where it should be, but you're intelligent enough to know how to show out a little bit and put some paint where it ain't. Now, I wish you had taken the time when they were here to say, hey, ladies, let me apologize for my language and I'm telling you why.
I didn't think they was on there no more.
Hold on. I had those same kind of uncles that you had. And like I said, they would say a lot of crazy stuff, but they would always say, y'all, excuse me, ladies, I don't mean no harm. Y'all, I'm just ignorant, or I'm just, you know, I'm just tripping, or I'm just playing. But you just kind of stood on it. And I think that made them kind of feel like, yo, this dude is just disrespectful to women in general. It ain't, you know, he's just misogynistic. I was trying to say, I think you're deeper than that. So I was kind of saying,
I am misogynistic though. I ain't gonna lie. I am.
Then I'm not saying to you then.
I don't think a woman. I really feel like a woman has a place. Okay. A woman is not to walk ahead of me. She's not to walk behind me. She's to walk beside me. You understand what I'm saying? We are helpmates, but I'm never gonna follow a woman though. You understand what I'm saying? You're gonna listen to what I say. And if you can't listen to what I say, then that means we don't need to be together. And then if I'm fucked up behind it, come talk to me and break it down to me. Baby, this. Then I can see it more logical. But men, we more logical and women think off emotion. You know, I'm a real dude, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a provider. I'm a protector. I don't disrespect my woman. You know, I don't have a woman now, but I never disrespected her. We just didn't get along because there's a lot of things that came with her that I just didn't agree with. It's like we two males. You know, she was a male, I'm a male.
Gotcha.
You know, I was with her for 13 years and I just couldn't take it no more. But you know, we spent time together. I love to cuddle. I'm a guy. You understand? Then, you know, I really didn't have my mama in my life too. So I look for women to have that motherly instinct. You understand what I'm saying? But I also know what the streets taught me. And if you show any sign of weakness with a man or a woman, they're going to eat you up. You feel what I'm saying? So I always try to be thorough and always try to be that. But I thought those women, because one of them was like, I'm tired, I'm about to get off. I didn't know they were still on. I would have broke it down to them if they would have asked me some questions. I definitely would have explained it to them and talked in a little bit more civil manner because I don't never want nobody to think, like you said, I'm way more intelligent than I could dialect with the best of them. You understand what I'm saying? You know I got a hell of a conversation because I could talk all night long.
And you ain't stopped in a minute. I'm trying to wrap the show up and you just still going.
Yeah,
so.
Oh man, you know, but yeah,
Courtney done got sleepy and shit. She yawning. Kamara like, damn, my blood went out. What?
Yeah, I see y'all on here now. Real smiling. What up, real, my nigga? He always keep in touch with me. But yeah, you know, I want to send a sincere. If the ladies on there, I want to apologize, ladies. I'm a real nigga. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a real nigga, and I'm just gonna, tell you how it is. But I ain't never. And then all my years of grabbing ass in the Caribbean and Triple T's, be all on Keith and on Liz, man. Ace High and all that. Ain't no woman, never have never smacked me.
Okay.
They always laughed and thought it was a joke and he, and we ended up that night fornicating with each other. I have some fishy cat every now and then. We all have. It stank, but I still, I didn't go in, but yeah. I'm a fool, boy. Let me let y'all
We
get
gonna
up
holler
out
at
here.
you,
Love y'all. Outlaw. Yes, sir. I'm gone.
Wow.
I love this Tupac song, and he said, "You ain't never had a friend like me."
Never.
I play that song all the time. Vince says stats have a mean and a standard deviation. I'm part of me is research. Just from my doctoral studies, it taught me the biggest thing I learned from studying for my PhD was about research and how to do it. And so we talk about qualitative and quantitative, macro versus micro. We talk about, like Vince said, means and standard deviations, and it's a whole other way of fixing or trying to figure out the answer to a question. And so I'm always going to try to figure out what the stats is on it, like I said, so I can do what they call correlations. So yeah, Vince, you're right in that regard. Let me finish up my chat room. Deanna said all he say, get no more screen time. Shabaka said men get sexually assaulted by women also agree with that. Let me see. Dion is a special guest. Vince Tony said Dion's a special guest. He's a special guy, right?
Yeah.
Ian C. Jordan, how you doing? He said my guy interviewed Trump today. Okay. I didn't see that. I haven't been keeping up on. He said Kamar's the man. People love Kamar. Like Kamar steps in and tries to reel it in, and he's the hero. I do the shit, and people be like, "Yeah, you won't even let me talk. You won't let me say what I got to say." I'm damned. Either way it go, I'm damned if I do. I'm damned if I don't on this show. It's all good though. It's all good. He said he wants to come on. You're welcome. All you got to do is reach out. He said Orlando was on A60 today. He sounded pretty good. Didn't pay attention to it. Yeah. He said I got daughters too. He said my daughter's not going to be dressed like a sheep and be around wolves. I am very, 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 very grateful to God that my woman has put the influence into my daughter that she has. She's been a great mother to her. So my daughter is a young lady who knows the business. The way she conducts herself, everything, and she's very finicky. You got one time. That's why I told her, tell her you're never gonna get a boyfriend because every time he fuck up, she crossing you off. No, Dad, I wouldn't. No, he need to go somewhere. So she's almost too proactive. Like, you can see, look at your social media, and if you got some shit she don't like, no, why? What is he talking about? He's an idiot, Dad. I can't. Damn, baby, you can give him a chance. Earl Henning, shout out to you. He said, "Who said pussy costs more than dick?" I don't know. We didn't even approach that conversation, did we? Did I miss something? I don't know. I'm it was probably going there. I'm glad, like I said, Kamar played the referee. Ain't no telling where that shit was finna go. Vince said Dion kept it real. A lot of people would agree with Vince. Who we got? We got one more call. I'm gonna take one more before we get out of here, y'all. Caller, you live on Outlaw Radio. You gotta turn your device down.
Oh, okay. Which one I got to turn down? The phone?
You good now? I can hear you clearly. What's popping? What's your name? Where you calling from?
You hear me clear?
Yes.
Man, this is ENC Jordan, man. Right now, we in Utah right now because our business is out here. What's going on, dog?
Ain't nothing, man. Doing what we do, putting out fires in the ghetto firefighters.
I just want to first off say that Kev, I've won. It's funny, my oldest daughter got her doctorate in finance, and my youngest daughter is actually going to school for finance. So as far as the whole doctorate thing, man, brother, I just want to say I'm proud of you. I didn't know that about you. I didn't know that. Damn, you doing your thing, man. And just as a black man, you really exemplify exactly what we need to be in our community, man. You know what I'm saying? And what up, Rail? What up, Kumar? What up, Courtney? How y'all doing?
Hey,
Ian,
we got to vote tomorrow. What's your take?
Oh, okay. Speaking of that, dog, I saw Michael S. Harper on 860 today. He was with Will Martin, and Orlando was on there too. You know, they sounded pretty good or whatever, man. It's just listening to Michael talk. It just blew my head up, man. That brother is so qualified. He's so intelligent and articulate, man. is there anybody else that that should be able to beat him? He's actually done it.
You know what?
It's throwing me off. Huh?
It was the same kind of way we felt after we had him on, and that was my initial issue with any brother who was endorsing Broomhilda against her name's not Broomhilda.
You stupid, bro.
Anybody who's endorsing the white girl over the brother. And I'm like I said, shout out to DC. He called me and he let me know, you know what I mean, that this was just a miscommunication, because I'm like, this shouldn't be. But the one thing, he has visibility, and since he came on Outlaw Radio, he been on everything. Right? So he definitely has run a great campaign, and his face has been seen. A lot of people have heard him and said, yo, this brother's pretty. And they don't know what a comptroller is, but they like, shit, I think I'm gonna vote for him. Now we just got to figure out what a comptroller is.
And for everybody, listening, he's number one, but he's the second from the top. So he's the second person to vote for. But what's funny about that is, because, you know, people like to talk crazy or whatever, and I'm not going to rehash no old nonsense. But as far as one thing I do understand and know a little bit about is business. And in addition to, you know, as far as things that I've seen, that brother, I researched his opponent. And she has some experience in having a small business. But if you wanted to make the comparison, it would be in 1998, where you would do it on the playground that play once a week, and you wanted to play Allen Iverson in a one-on-one. It's not close.
Yeah, she's not even on.
You know
level.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's not even close.
No, she's not, dog. And it's laughable or whatever. And you know what? I ain't got nothing to say about Chevy or whatever, because it is what it is. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to disparage another brother.
Shout out to little buddy.
Yeah. Because you and Kamar kind of helped me open my eyes to why I shouldn't do that, because I know I can get aggressive, and, you know, I'm comical. I can be funny with the shit. But to keep it 100, man, a lot of niggas don't know how shit actually is. And that brother needs to get voted for by everybody tomorrow, man. He's so far as in regard to finance, his depth of understanding where the money should go is not even, it's not even comparable. So I can't believe that Chevy didn't endorse him. And I know you covered that last time, though, Kev, but that shit bothered me, bro.
Well, you know, it is what it is. You know, it's the world we live in.
Yeah, man. No, I just wanted to chime in because y'all topping it, because, you know, I got daughters, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like listening to this, and I'm like, just for all the young ladies out there, you got to present yourself in a real way. And I understand, you know, having both parents involved is important, but even if you don't, you got to not put yourself in these situations. And listening to D, it really touched me because, you know, I got a sister that got killed and my brother died. So listening to him just trips me out because, you know, my oldest sister was in the game like that. You know, she used to dance. She used to travel. You know how it was, Kev, back in the day, how they go up to Green Bay and Minnesota, get with the fishermen and shit, get that bread. Woo, woo. You know how that shit goes.
Nationwide, yes, sir.
Thank you. So listening to that,
that's a whole 90s term. You know, nationwide, bro.
Yes, nationwide. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, literally, like, you know, I'm gonna send a prayer out to his daughter, man. But you know, the only thing about my sister was she wasn't addicted to no drugs. She got killed by this guy she was dating or whatever. And I don't know if you remember this, Kev. It's a place right off of Keith. Y'all might remember. It's called The Main Event. Back in the day.
I remember The Main Event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was engaged to the brother. I forgot his name or whatever. He was a real nice brother, but she was engaged to him, and he used to let us come in there when I was like 15 years old. And just that type of lifestyle, man, that's where that should have get you. So I'm going to pray for his daughter. But, man, great show tonight, man. I'm just going to top off and listen and everything. My wife is in the chat talking about that voice as a host. She's like, does anyone else agree with the way Dion sees women?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to keep on watching, man. All right, y'all.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Never a dull moment. Earl he said one of the best
himself.
Earl said one of the best feelings is to be picked up by a woman in the bar, a good looking one. You know, it's. I feel like once again, when you're a young man, you out there peacocking, right? And it's just the mating ritual. It's the dance when you go in the club, and it's up to you to really be able to chew up the fish and spit out the bones. You don't need to go home. Like you need to be able to conduct yourself with enough style in class where you bringing something worthwhile home. I think a lot of women respected us when we would be 12, 13 deep because we all were respectful. None of us was the dude slapping on ass or nothing like that. So it's like,
I think over the years it got worse. You know what I mean? Like way back farther. Like let's say back in the 70s, 60s, and 50s, 60s, and 70s. Like men had to do more to get women attention. Like they had to work harder. It wasn't just a hey baby and smack on the ass. Then later on it grew to that. And then now, like we say, like it's even more blown out the water now as far as like it's more blown out the water as far as what people do that's disrespectful, I would say. You know what I mean? Because there's more light being shed onto it now. But over the years, I feel like we probably did get worse. Like men had to stop doing so much to get women, so it took less. And now it's just women, we out here. Women, men, we out here. And just getting what they could get and doing what they could do. And it's, you know what I mean? Nobody got to work for shit. Nobody thinking about nothing. Like it ain't no value towards, you know what I mean? Like having a sexual relationship with somebody no more. Because that's why men had to do so much. You had to prove you was finna be around. You was gonna be there.
It's so many variables, man. You could talk about it all night. It's a conversation that won't ever quit. Vince says now Rail coming out, not a real Rail coming out with his truth. Thanks, Raily Ja. Rail was super quiet, then the ladies left and Rail got fired up. It's his circadian rhythm.
No, like I said, I ain't about to be arguing, and I don't want nobody to feel disrespected. If I don't agree with everything, you know, this is their moment to shine, you know. But if they would have asked me, have you ever called women bitches? Yeah, I still do at times. If she's, I deal with frequency. If she's presenting the bitch frequency, I'll address the bitch that's coming at me. You know, so it's like I'm going to be real. I'm not going to be coy or shy. It's just that why would I be overtly offensive? You know,
that's your truth. I don't think it is offensive if that's your truth. It wouldn't have been nothing wrong with you saying that. Like,
but he didn't want to.
I mean, if I was asked, I would say it. You know,
everybody's not an asshole like me.
Right, exactly.
I'm not.
I knew Courtney was going to agree with that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you and that.
If I was asked, I would say no. Women approached me in the office, and I enjoyed it. You know, they was upset. Hey, baby daddy, you gonna be my next baby daddy? Nah, baby, but you trying to cash out? Otherwise, if we can't make money together, I ain't just about fucking. You know, I'm that dude.
She said
and I call bitches, so you know, I kind of, you know,
when I'm generalizing, all men are niggas and most women are bitches. Like, man, bitch is crazy out here these days. Like, you know, it's just that when I'm generalizing, yes,
I used to generalize a lot, but I was never the one to be like, look here, bitch.
No.
You know what I mean? I was never that dude.
Right?
No, never. Kamar, never. And you know what? Even to this day, I don't care how comfortable. If a woman wants to use that and that's how she talks,
I still won't call her that.
For me, I don't like that. That's something for me that makes me not want to deal with you if you're the type of female. Yeah, this bitch and hey, bitch, how you doing, bitch? Period, and all that shit. I'm like, nah, man. I'm not with that shit. Like that's not. You know, I'm so glad Sheila ain't like that. Like, man, I fucked up a lot of shit in my life, but I got that one thing right? Because I can't stand it. All that ghetto fabulous shit. Like, listen, it's okay. I can tell you from the hood. If you know, we get to talking. I say, okay, she ain't no square. She aware. She from the hood. But you ain't gotta go overboard with me. Right? She ain't no square. She aware. That means when she see a dude like Dion coming, she know exactly what that is. Like I got two brothers who just like that. That's not the one you want to go. And he know when he see her not to hit her on the ass.
Right.
He know you ain't
like
doing
you said. He know how to talk to her. He ain't gonna talk to her the same way.
Yeah, he's like, oh, how you doing, ma'am? Because I done seen my most gangster partners with certain women. When she look at him, he said, "Oh, my bad, baby. no offense, girl. I didn't say nothing. The way you looking at, you know what I'm saying? Like, so they know. Look, I'm gonna take one more call. I know I said that. Damn it. Got one more call. Caller.
Hi. Hello.
Hello. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is RJ. I'm actually Ian C. Jordan's daughter, and I just wanted to chime in on the show.
Okay.
And I just wanted to weigh in my opinion about what you guys were saying. And as I think a lot of women in the society, we blame men for some of the own problems that we create within ourselves. Like, for instance, the government actually pays females and single mothers more if there's not a man in the house. And we can't blame men for an issue that we're creating in our own lives.
Okay. Like an example of like what?
Just like in general, like women like devaluing themselves. If like, for instance, maybe we should be taught to pick better men, not necessarily the men. Women need to understand what like love is, like what we should be doing, what you should be wearing in public if you want to attract the right type of people.
Okay. Okay. Profound. But at the same time, if you choose to wear certain things, that does not mean you should be disrespected or disregarded.
Of course not.
Right.
I just personally believe that, for instance, if you go to a really bad neighborhood, right, and you're carrying around $1,000 in your hand, like worth of cash, you can't expect like not to get certain looks when you're walking around.
Yeah, you're gonna get robbed.
Of course, it's like conscious decisions that you have to make. Like, the world isn't just a happy place. You can't expect to wear absolutely almost nothing in public and expect to get a positive result. These are people. These are humans with like instincts. You can't just, you know what I mean?
I think what I'm hearing you say is, yeah, this is how it should be, but we need to be protective so that we won't put ourselves in the wrong situation. Well, you shouldn't be disrespected. You shouldn't be disregarded, but you also need to be proactive in making sure you present yourself
exactly
in a way to not invite that kind of treatment. I think that's what I'm hearing.
Of course.
You say. Okay.
Exactly.
I think in a lot of
men
right,
for
got
one
you.
thing, it's also us as well.
Got you. What's your name?
My name is RJ.
Okay. Go ahead, Kamar.
No, I was going to say, I think in a lot of ways, men and women, we do things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, one way we do stuff and cause problems on ourselves. Like, okay, let's look at D-boys. D-boys in the club, they in there, they getting the money so they can attract the attention of a chick that want their money. Right?
Yeah.
So the relationship ain't gonna work if this nigga go broke. Like, nigga, you just caused your own problem.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of people do that.
Don't be mad when that alligator go alligator.
Exactly.
And it's through knowledge and awareness that we can rectify it. I mean, back in the day, they used to tell you if you going to the park or a picnic, don't wear bright colors, don't wear floral ass perfumes because it increases your chances of being fucked with by bees and stung because you're miscommunicating to the bee that you're a flower. And now when it approaches you and there's a misunderstanding, now it escalates to some sort of violent interaction.
Right.
So again, through awareness and intelligence, no woman should be disrespected. Keep your motherfucking hands to yourself.
Right.
But again, if your makeup is imitating sexual arousal and your titties is pushed up and your ass is hanging out in an environment where niggas are drunk, hearing the music tell them to fuck a bitch, grab her by the hair and shit like that.
We're listening to Trump saying grab him by the pussy. Let's not put it all on rappers.
Wherever there is propaganda that's not conducive to an understanding.
Lascivious.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. Through awareness and intelligence, we can avoid the misunderstandings that lead to these hurt feelings.
Got you. RJ, I want to thank you for calling. I want you to be able to close out your what else do you have to say? I want you to give us your final statement.
Yeah, of course. I just want to say that it all comes back to the society that we live in. We live in a society with their degenerates. We live in a society where the standards are lower, and we can't just blame men. That seems to be a repetitive thing that women do nowadays because they don't want to take accountability. And I think it's just something that, in general, like if we look at the feminist movement, it started off as okay, let's give women the right to vote. Let's do this. And now it's I hate men. And if you stand with men, that means you hate me.
There you go.
And the crazy part is about the feminist movement, it doesn't support women because they're letting men play in women leagues. They're letting all of this, and it's just a societal problem. And when you're wearing, like you said, a bunch of makeup that like arouses people that are drunk, then you can't necessarily just blame the men. You have to look at the things that you're doing to create those problems.
Got you. Profound. Hey, apple don't fall far from the tree. Shout out to you. Share the show. Share the show. Share the show. Share the show. Thank you for calling.
Have a great night, you guys. Thank you.
Good night.
Ma'am, I love it. Love it. Love it.
Good night.
Peace.
Everett Gransberry said, evening, my brothers. As an older man, I would say we didn't work harder. We just did it better. Truth need no support. You know, ever some OG shit right there.
I can dig it. I can dig it.
So we just did it better, baby. Let me see. Let me close this out before we get.
Hey, but that's to say that goes with what I was saying though.
Times have changed.
Yeah.
Earl Henning said he had 7 sisters. Right. Ian C. Jordan, Scott is talking to Ian. He said, my daughter's calling. He was telling me, pick up the damn phone, Kev. Mama and Pop, you should be proud. Your daughter was very, very articulate and very well represented. He said, I love y'all. The only good thing about me being part of a subculture is that my kids never had to see what all of us on this live have had to see. I think that's very important to understand where we come from and what we've seen, what our influences have been, kind of dictate our perspective. So like, I'm just fortunate enough to have, gone into the cocoon and came out, right? And on the other side was understanding and saying, hey, I probably shouldn't do that. Maybe I shouldn't invest in that. I know Unc gave me some good advice, but that whole part about stand on her, I probably should leave that off because my uncles would tell you quick. She don't know you love her till you stand on her. Every now and then you got to put her across your knee, boy, and whoop her ass. It's like, really? And I was a little kid in this. So yeah. My mom taught me real early too. Yeah, they talking that shit. You ever see your daddy do that to me? I'm like, hell no, this whole block will be on fire. Everett Gransberry said you would generally receive the conditioned response to the platform you create.
Definitely.
Damn.
Definitely.
Jewels, right? I love it. Like, you got to get black people a little uncomfortable to make them start talking, right? Because everybody's hey, well, how's it going? Oh, we're going to, tomorrow, everybody's good until somebody say, wait a minute, that's some bullshit. Then the conversation really start. Look, shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody who's called. Please share the show. What you're going to see over the next few weeks is a bunch of just chopped up tidbits of our show. And who knows what clips will air. But we're going to just put it out here and just let people really just get pieces of what we do. Hopefully they'll put us in the right position, because one thing I'm tired of in this city is I'm tired of people acting like Outlaw Radio ain't the best thing going. It's time for this shit to stop. Like, you putting everybody on the radio, you're giving people jobs. They all suck. They can't fuck with us. So it's time for this shit to stop. And you're going to see the changes that come along. You'll see the changes that come along. Last comment is TR, shout out to you, TR. She said, I understand what the caller said and real, but even if the lady is walking around with her butt hanging out and her breasts out, don't give anybody the right to touch her. We sure said that.
We said that.
Kamar, what you got coming up this week, man? What you got going on? What's popping with you?
Be at the House of Vitality. Y'all already know where I'm gonna be at, man. Listen, I better pull up. We got these apple juices, we got these ginger juices. We even been doing juice cleansers for people. They've been hitting me up for them, so we've been dropping them off. Man, holla at the kid.
Holla.
Yep, and I ain't gonna even tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna do it. Because I keep saying it, and then I realize I forgot something. Shit, you know what you forgot. So I'm gonna be to see you. Courtney, you with the chamber? What y'all got popping?
The chamber ain't got nothing popping, but voting is popping tomorrow.
Yeah,
make sure you do that. Go vote. No, we don't have. Matter of fact, we do. We have a first Friday at Bronzeville Lounge and Grill this Friday, starting at 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. networking event. But then also on the other side, around 10 p.m. cigarette break performs. So Friday, networking event, Bronzeville Lounge and Grill on Martin Luther King Jr.
There you go. Support the juice lady. Holler at the chamber. Rel, you got to. I'm telling you, put our bottles. Put everybody's bottles to the side. I'm gonna come get him. Everybody on the panel's getting a bottle of wine on your man, right?
Everybody heard this. Y'all seeing it. He can't be like that. No April Fools. Live and direct.
Hey, Ian, I'm at the Sherman Phoenix. Ian was asking where my spot at. I'm at the Sherman Phoenix.
He should get at you online because he's out of town. So I was gonna say,
well, just hit me, man. Just link with me in my inbox or so.
Okay. Well, besides the wine, what else you got popping?
Still dropping knowledge on TikTok. Higher Frequency, HIGHERFREAKUENCY. Finishing up my emotional intelligence presentation that I'll be teaching at the wellness event. That's another reason I don't want to offend anybody, because shit, I'm trying to get in them schools with them, teaching them kids emotional intelligence. Shit,
look, man, I got you. That's what the nonprofit for. You know, we don't always meet other people nonprofit. We got the Village Association. We went on our paperwork to come back, and then boom, we in the motherfucker.
Okay, holla at me, because
you should have showed your ass. You held back for nothing. See?
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know, hey, they see it. They see my opinions afterward. But yeah, you know, we teach these kids emotional intelligence and how to find value within themselves without seeking external confirmation. They won't be as easily influenced and coerced to doing some shit that goes against their character. So I'm also about to drop my audio version of my 12 steps to becoming your own dope. I finished building my soundproofing room. I got a little mic and everything else so that I can start. I might read it like some ASMR shit or something. But
my name is Real, and I'm an Aquarius.
I'm a tourist, man. Ain't nothing better than a tourist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the berry white robe on with the taco meat and the medallion on.
Hey, you know what though? The other day I did a natal chart reading. So, you know, email me higherfrequency@gmail.com if you want to do if you want to get a natal chart done. I did it for somebody and they donated to me, and it was about as much as I see an hour. So if I can get more clients that want natal chart readings or customized affirmations, holla at me.
So are you saying we can email you and this is free and we can donate, or
did hey, you know, I've been doing them on GP, but I've been getting them love tokens, you know. So a lot of times when you put a price on it, you box yourself in because motherfuckers willing to donate more than you would even thought they was donate. You know, I just do it out of my kind and loveness, and shit, I've been getting blessed for it. So I'm opening it up to other folks too. You know, give what you will if you feel, but if you want to understand it on who you are on a deeper level, holler at me for the natal chart reading and the astrology analysis.
Okay,
that's right. That's right, man. And like tomorrow's April 2nd, go vote. Say no to the referendum. I don't give a shit. I'm not fucking with NPS. And vote for Michael Harper. You know, once again, vote for whoever you want to vote for. Let me say that. But be informed about the individual that you vote for. You have time tonight to go and look up every single candidate and every single thing that's on that ballot. Do that. Inform yourself. It won't. You got Google. It only take a few minutes to go and look and see what's important to me. This. Do they support this? If they don't, then you know. You either write somebody in or vote for somebody else. Either way it goes, stop sitting on the sideline, sitting on your hands, talking about they gonna do whatever they gonna do, and then you complain about the shit that they've done because you chose not to do anything about what they're doing. I don't know if that made sense, but it should. And if it didn't, listen back to the show. We could use the views. In the meantime and in between time, man, peace and love to y'all. Share the show. And make sure that you don't become the type of individual whose criticism of the community outweighs your contribution. Or else every time you come on the show, we're going to say, what up, Coon? I see y'all Wednesday, man. Peace and love.
Peace.